I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
We have a very narrow window to tie reopening policy to vaccination.
You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Alright, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. Guys, let me know if the sound is if the sound's fine. Because I think it's too low on my end, but maybe on YouTube there's no problem. Alright, cut the fucking music. Guys, welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. I'm hosting for the first time in a long time, so yeah, expect technical issues. So today we're gonna be talking about Wilder and Fury and Joshua and all this fucking drama that's happening. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, trust me. Oh, by the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. We have Iceman, Blue Collar Sports TV, Nordic Warrior, Dead Game, The Shepherd of Sons, Kid, Top Skull, Jay Perez. Who else do we have in there? Shelton Film Productions, Parokwa, Reverend Pickles. Guys, thank you for joining us. Before we get to the show, so when it comes to Gonzalo and his kid, good news. Let me just post it on the screen here. There we go. This is the GoFundMe page for Gonzalo and his kid. And the goal was $18,000. We're at $17,255. And I believe Mark hasn't even donated what he got on his 24/7 live streams that he was doing. I think he said that he received like 1,500 around that, and he was gonna match whatever people sent him through the super chat. So I think we achieved the goal. So I want to congratulate everybody who donated. You guys are the best, and yeah, you helped the kid. You helped Gonzalo. So guys, you are the best. We have the best chat on YouTube. Although some of you in the chat, like Stu says, you are toxic as fuck. But anyways, yeah, let's get to it. All right, we have Jimmy and Mr. BDA. Mr. BDA, you're there.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, you need to lower your gain a little bit because on YouTube, even on YouTube, you sound.
My gain? What the fuck is the gain? I have a bunch of shit over here. Okay, oh yeah, I see.
Do that or
yeah, is it better now? Hello?
a little bit.
Oh, okay,
Well,
I got it. Is it better now?
Let me go check. Let me go check YouTube because here it's always gonna sound distorted or whatever. But let me.
No,
go.
I see it's better. Because it's not red anymore. All right, guys on YouTube, let me know. Chief Fred says it's good. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, you sound good, man.
Yeah, I lowered it on FL.
Yeah, it's probably gonna boost up again once the computer resets itself or whatever. Because anyway, that I don't know. We have to do some repairs for the sound for that one. Anyway, yes, continue. Sorry.
No, well, that's it. Very much. We have Jimmy, and I wanted Jimmy to be on the show because he follows all this, and he's good at this stuff.
Jimmy.
So Jimmy,
What's going on, gentlemen?
what's
How you
up?
doing,
You guys
Jimmy?
can hear me? Am I too loud?
No, you're fine.
I hear you fine, man.
Alrighty. So what's going on, guys? That was yeah, no, that was definitely unexpected. I listen, not to make be that guy, but the arbitrator they picked, okay, is actually somebody Bob knows. Bob Arum, I guess, is familiar with, is donated to some of his things. He's been awarded prizes from Bernardine University. Been a few other things for his you know, anti-Semitic stuff. I mean, his going after like that type
Wait,
of
what?
things. And no, he's a Weinstein is a huge anti, people who stick it up for Jewish home state.
Hmm.
And I'm just saying, as somebody pointed out, it's kind of funny too because Wilder has been, I mean, in a lot. His biggest trouble was he when he made that. Remember they banned him and they fined him and everything because he made those back in 2016, right after he fought Klitschko. He made those anti-Semitic comments about the media, everything's run by Jews. I mean, just the basic talking points, and he wasn't shy about it. And here's a guy that is known to crusade for the behalf of the Jewish home state and homeland and Jews in general is the one who made that decision. But I know Bob isn't gonna. Bob isn't making any. He's not appealing it, which is kind of hard in the United States. Believe it or not, it's actually easier to get a judge's decision overthrown than it is an arbitrator. Because an arbitrator, you have to both sign going in saying whatever decision this person comes to, we will agree to adhere to it. So it's next to impossible to get out of an arbitrator's thing. That's why Bob's not stupid. He knew. He just said, fuck it. But I really do like his response, the fuck it. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's just get rid of him and get on with our business. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm posting on the
anyways, yeah.
screen what you sent me on Twitter. I'm posting on the screen. He says, Bob Arum says, we're not paying Wilder to step aside. It's better to get rid of him and go about our business. We can make the Fury Joshua fight for November or December. Yep. The sooner they get rid of Wilder, the better. And I don't understand these people that claim that they're excited about a Wilder versus Fury. I mean, that's bullshit. That's complete fucking bullshit. Nobody wants to see that fight except some of these LDBC fanatics who still believe that Wilder can win this fight. And by the way, Jimmy, how are they gonna go about, like, if they make Fury versus Wilder 3? What's gonna happen with all these accusations that Wilder was saying?
I mean, that's to be honest with you, like if there was a way out, like Wilder still could sue him for defamation of character because it wasn't like you can say things like say, I believe Jimmy's a fucking loser. I believe Jimmy's an asshole. That's just an opinion. If when you make statements of fact and it can cost safe, like, all right, for instance, say if Wilder was in the works of getting a sponsor or somebody who was do business with, they pulled out because of accusations Wilder made. And that's not even hard to make. You could actually work that on the side to make that. Yes, you could absolutely sue the fuck out of him. Take him to court and at least embarrass him, make him stand and get deposed and have to say under, getting sworn, making sworn statements, and then he'd be exposed. So I would imagine Fury can't stand this dude. Never mind the fact that he's putting, because listen, they're gonna have Bob's already, I guess, got the place in Vegas. There's a couple of good things to look at this though. Bob is 100% in the driver's seat. Wilder holds no cards. He has no leverage. He is the B-side at the truest sense of the word. You know what I mean? So it's going to be the location, the ring padding, everything will be fucking Wilder's liking. I'm still not convinced. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm still not convinced this fight happens.
Yeah,
I'm still not convinced that Wilder wasn't hoping for a financial, because that was the alternative too. Weinstein could have said, "No what?
Show now. Press
Do the
1
fight,
to-
but you owe him a
Since it
fucking
appears you're-
financial package." In my heart, that's what I believe Wilder was hoping for.
Yeah. And this Daniel Weinstein, this arbitrator, he probably was gonna get a cut. I don't know. I'm not, but trust me, man, something fishy went on there. But anyways, Yeah, I think Wilder, he wanted a step aside fee. But now, hey, listen, if they make that fight, I think it's over for Deontay Wilder. There's absolutely no chance he wins that fight. I've seen some videos of Wilder hitting the pads, and he's kind of like moving his head for the first time ever. And you can see these LDBC fanboys going ape shit. Oh my god, now like he has a chance now. Like, come on, guys, seriously? Because of a fucking video of
If he
Wilder like
loses
moving his
again
head.
in a serious fashion, they're gonna abandon him like a sinking ship. You watch.
Yeah. Or they just come up with more excuses. Yeah, that would just be
Well, you
even
have to
crazier. Yeah.
you have to remember these people are the same guys that they saw one picture and they based a whole insane lunatic theory off of that, which is the gloves, and then the egg weights, and then the meat, and then extraterrestrials beaming magnetic waves into Wilder's brain, and they scramble it. The LED lights. I mean, it's just nonstop. So for them, one video of Wilder actually throwing a punch properly without falling to the side like a drunk, to them that's enough to say, yeah, now he stands a chance. I mean, fanatics will look for any reason, any form of evidence to support their viewpoint. And look, like Jimmy said, hey, Silver Lining told us, okay, we might not get Joshua Fury, or we might still get it. Like Jimmy said, maybe Wilder was bluffing. It's like, oh shit, now you actually want me to fight this guy third time? But worst case scenario, we see Fury Wilder 3, and we finally get some form of resolution on this. That's my take.
Closure. No, exactly.
We already had the
Get
resolution.
some
I know what
closure
you're.
on that.
Yeah, I know what
If
you
he
mean.
offered, I'm sure if he came back with, I'm sorry, go.
No, just saying that we already had the resolution. You know what I mean? Like it happened in the second fight. But go ahead, Jimmy.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, no, I was just gonna say the same thing, but closure on as far as they're concerned.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think honestly, Bob's like, fuck you, we're not paying this guy any. Step aside, let's get rid of him. He's still planning on having a fight January, later this year, November, December. And if you actually want to be honest, if you want to start saying, okay, let's look at things with like rose-colored glasses. If I was on Fury's camp, I'd be like, this is what you need, because obviously, I think if you polled anybody in this panel, they would say Joshua poses a much bigger problem than Deontay Wilder, as far as Fury's concerned. I would say if I was in Fury's camp also, going into that Joshua fight, one of the biggest concerns would have been his inactivity. He's been out of the ring for a year and a half.
Yep.
That's ring rust, all that other stuff. This will, no matter the competition, you're still putting your body through a fucking camp. You're still going through all the emotional shit. So it keeps you sharper and fresher. And I would imagine, I guess Eddie Hearn might be a little bitter, but he's now looking at the Usyk fight for Joshua. I don't know if he should do that, because what happens if Joshua fucks around and loses? He's going to cost him a lot of money. If I was him, I would take somebody I know I could beat. But I think isn't Usyk is mandatory?
Yeah. They're talking about that fight. Eddie Hearn mentioned that they might fight Usyk in the summer, which might be a big mistake. Let's get other people in here. We have Recognize the Matrix and Gonzalo. So who goes first? I don't know. Gonzalo?
Yeah, go ahead, recognize.
Recognize.
Hello.
What's up,
brother?
Great day in boxing, bro. It's great.
What?
Fantastic. Yeah. Come on, man.
Why?
Some charity for Wilder. What's wrong with that?
Oh, come on, man.
Come
What are
on,
you
man.
trying to say?
They're
It's
suffering
boxing
over
footsteps?
there. They're suffering over there. Come on, let's give these guys a little break, man. These guys are about to kill themselves. Let them be happy. Everybody needs to be happy. No, on a serious note, look, I think that boxing, listen, with this whole situation, it should have been taken care of a long time ago, right? Now, this, of course, there was stuff that happened. There was the the lockdowns, all that stuff happened. So the fight would have happened. Let's just say the fight would have, excuse me, the fight would have taken off in July of 2020 if Wilder wanted the fight, had these lockdowns not been a issue. So that's one thing to consider, right? So we could have found out whether or not Wilder was really interested in a third fight back then. So now we got the situation where the judge rules in favor of Wilder, and it looks like obviously the if you go to BoxRec, they took off the scheduled fights for AJ and Fury of August 14th. And so obviously, they got to make another. There's another plan in place. And so what they're doing now is probably going to call Wilder's bluff to see if he really wants this fight. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let's see if Wilder really wants it. Because there's a good chance that he was looking for a payout. Like saying, "Look, I'll take a payout, get a easy fight, and come back that way." Or he really wants this third fight. Right? He really wants that the third opportunity to beat Fury and the big payday, right? Whatever the payday is going to be for him. So I think this gives opportunities for both these fighters to get their mandatories out of the way, right? Like Wilder is a rematch mandatory that was in the contract. Obviously, the judge agreed with Wilder. I heard what you guys were saying earlier about some of the circumstances with the judge, and I get all that. Also, I think Fury, it serves Fury better. Look, say what you want, but Fury needs tune-ups to for the big fight. This is a
It's a perfect tune-up.
yeah, it's a perfect tune-up, and I'm not dissing Wilder. Wilder could win. I'm not saying he doesn't have zero shot, but the likelihood is that he's not going to win that fight, right? The likelihood is that he's going to lose unless Fury's I don't know, distracted or something, and he's not motivated. But if Fury comes in more or less the same way, Wilder's a tune-up. It gets him gets him a fight that he hasn't had in over a year, and it's a guy he beat up the last time. This last fight he beat this guy up, so it's the same guy. It gives him a better opportunity because I was thinking he's going to be too cold for the AJ fight. And say what you want, AJ's better served, with the time off. And not only that, he did have a fight in a couple of months ago, right? What was it? No, not a couple of months ago, like December.
Yeah.
He had a fight. So this serves him better. So this gives these guys the opportunity. AJ fight Usyk. That's a dangerous fight, absolutely. But that's what I want. Yeah, undisputed is fine, and I would like to see that as well. But I would also like to see these guys handle their obligations as champions. Usyk.
Yeah,
the next guy up.
But unification.
It trumps.
Trumps. Yes, that's the word. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I
get what you're saying.
Yeah, but then again, if a mandatory challenger has been waiting for 2 years, then I guess at that point, that maybe the mandatory should get a shot. But anyways, guys, before I get to Gonzalo and who else is here, Jay, let's just take a few phone calls because they're piling up over here. I think people are very excited about this topic. So let's take a phone call. 470, you're on the air. 470.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I was waiting for y'all to bring up this topic. It's actually a pretty complicated situation here. Actually, I wrote down a couple points. It seems as though Deontay Wilder's decisions and his management's decisions, all they do is serve to block the progression of AJ's career. I find it very suspicious, the timing of the arbitration decision, that it came out as soon as, Fury and AJ was announced. With a deadline to have the fight 1 month after the proposed April or August 14th fight between AJ and Fury. So the question is, does Wilder really want the fight? Does he really want to fight with Fury? Because the LDBC fans, they seem more happy that the that the AJ Fury fight is blocked. Then it's like they don't want to see it happen. It's a very strange sense of joy that they had when this decision came out. So, and then the other thing that nobody I've heard brought up is that why Fury asked for confirmation of funds from Saudi? Because now that the money's been confirmed, if Wilder and his team don't negotiate in good faith, are they legally liable for costing Fury and Joshua,
Good question, man.
you know, that big purse. You know, if
No.
it was guaranteed, if 150 million was guaranteed, and then Wilder and PBC are intentionally blocking the fight with no real intention to fight.
Jimmy,
You know, can they be held liable in court?
Yeah.
Jimmy.
There's a couple things.
Yes. No, they wouldn't be liable for that because it could be any number of reasons he pulls out an injury, which I suspect if he pulls out, it'll be that. You know, try to ask for another date, and Bob is not going to budge. It's why he jumped right away with July 24th. As for the arbitration, that date or Monday, that was announced almost 2 weeks ago. It was at least a week to 10 days before they even made the announcement for the fight. So everybody knew that day was coming. The arbitration ruling, Weinstein, who's, like, believe it or not, is one of the best, supposedly best arbitrators, very respected arbitrator. But I don't know. You never know what personal feelings get involved with these things. And but no, Wilder wouldn't be if he pulled out or anything like that. They would just make the fight. And it was Arum who was demanding funds because Bob said he's seen this before with these places that these countries or different places will say, yeah, no, we want the fight. And he's gone to secure dates, do all this other stuff, and then the funds aren't there. So Bob Arum wouldn't move forward until he saw funds. And I guess they did. Well, I guess he talked to the prince, and the prince gave Top Rank his word in the Prince family that, like, or just, I don't know, maybe showed it to him, wired it, gave him, to put something in probably escrow that nobody could touch, but it was there. So they knew. That's why they were, you know, saying the fight was going forward. But again, I agree. I'm not even sure this fight happens. And if it doesn't, put it this way. I know Bob says there's no way we're not paying him step aside. I'm sure if Wilder came to him, Wilder's Shelley Fink will call, say, listen, throw us $5 million, throw us $7.5 million. For the money that's on the table, I would be shocked if they wouldn't write him a check right there. There, go buy. You know what I mean? But that's it.
Caller, anything else?
No, I just wanted to. I have my own opinion, but I just want to hear you guys get your opinions or your thoughts on whether you actually believe Wilder wants this fight.
I don't think so.
Prior to
I'm with Jimmy.
15th, or is it?
No, I don't think so, man. I think they wanted to step aside, and like Jimmy said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of injury or something. But nah, they don't want this fight. But anyways, that's just my opinion. And caller, thank you for the call. We have to move on. Thank you. Take care.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, we go to another phone call here. 337. You're on the air. 337.
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Is it that game?
Yes, it's that game. What's good, man?
What's up, man? All right. Give it your thoughts.
Oh man, I think you guys couldn't be more wrong. I really do think Wilder won his head. I think Wilder won his head. If Wilder didn't want his head, he never went to arbitration. That he would have just asked for money behind the scenes. You don't go to arbitration to ask for money. You go to arbitration because you want that third fight. Wilder won his head. And I think...
Well,
now he can get money, though. Go ahead. Let
I was going to say, dead game, it was Wilder's people who came out with the numbers. It was Wilder's camp who said, we're going to expect between $60 and $80 million for step aside. Remember when boxing, 78 Sports came out with that? He was the first one to report on, and that's Wilder's boy. He's the one who talks to him the most. And it was Wilder. Anytime Wilder talked about this arbitration, he talked about it in financial terms. He never talked about a third fight. He would say to Brian Kester, I'm past him. I'm not even thinking about him anymore. So again, when he talked about that, it was always in financial terms. That's why I personally think he was expecting step aside.
That's fake news because 7A never said that. Nobody ever was talking about no money, bro. You know, that never came up. I mean, we just had a conversation with people real close to the Wilder team, and, you know, that never came up, bro. It's not about the money. It's about get back. It's about get back. And whether he win or lose, he gonna fight that third fight before September 15th. Or it's gonna be some real problems. So that's where we at right now. I think right now is one up for Team Wilder, Team Bomb Squad. I think we got a good victory. I think the vibes moving into this next fight gonna be a little different, and I'm expecting the head. I want his head on the platter.
Yeah, well, listen, I think you're gonna be disappointed at the end of the day, but hey, take this victory, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate your enthusiasm. I would just ask you what exactly you're basing off. What did you see in those first two fights that makes you think this will be Wilder's chance? That's all. And I'm not being a punk trying to get, I'm saying, I'm just having a conversation. You know what I mean? I'm being respectful. I'm just asking, what do you think? What do you expect from Wilder? Is my point, my question.
Right. I think in the first fight it was a close fight. People can have their decisions on who won. I believe Wilder won the first fight, but it's a draw. Second fight, definitely Tyson won the second fight. But in the second fight, I did see some things.
I know about that.
I did see some things. Yeah, I did see some things in the second fight where it showed me that Wilder is ready to go out on his shield. I did see towards the end when they threw in the towel, I think that was getting close to a turning point in the fight. So, as a Wilder fan, I believe Wilder is going to crush this man, this next fight. Everybody's, you think you're going to be surprised, but you're really not. I think Wilder's going to crush this man. And, I think it was the perfect situation for Wilder to lose to Tyson Fury. And then everybody in the world big up Tyson Fury. Have this fight with AJ with Tyson Fury was perfect marketing, free publicity. Everybody was so high and now everybody's so low. And everybody's going to come back up. I think it was great promotion, free promotion for this fight with Fury Wilder 3. And we up right now. So I'm just say Bomb Squad. And I mean, you guys need to just really think about what you're saying. Wilder want that head. He went to arbitration for a reason. He went to arbitration for a reason, not for money.
Yes, he did.
Money we could have got
arbitration.
Yes, he did.
We didn't even have to go to arbitration for that. We went to arbitration because Eddie Hearn was sticking his nose in business he shouldn't have stuck his nose in. They have a contract. They should have never crossed that line. You obligate your contract. Whether you want to fight him or not, pandemic, whatever, you obligate your contract. After that, if Fury beat Wilder,
they were in breach of contract from time. They were in breach of contract from time limit.
Go ahead, Jay. Jay, go ahead.
It doesn't listen.
It does matter when you have a contract and you have a time to get it settled and done with.
It doesn't matter, bro.
And you want to pursue it. I'll let you go in a second. Once you have breached the time limit of working things out, which Wilder's people did to even pursue it, how are you still saying you have a contract? How are you still saying that he went after, he wants a head and he wants blood? When you go to arbitration, you can actually raise your asking price because now the judge has deemed that you have to be there. You can raise your asking price for step-aside money. So, given you have your opinion, and I'm not trying to step it down, but these are argumentative points that can be taken from more than one direction.
Not really, because none of that means anything. Because September 15th is
everything.
a deadline date. Wait, September 15th is a deadline date that an arbitrator set. So we should get this fight before September 15th, right?
I'm talking about prior to the arbitration. The contract had already expired on everything.
Listen,
to work out.
Aaron's saying July 24th. Just want to say that. That's what Aaron's calling. He already secured the location, the venue in Vegas for July 24th.
Right, yeah. But the only way we're not going to get this fight is if Tyson Fury drop his belt and AJ drop his belt. Because AJ got a mandatory with Usyk. He would have to drop that belt, and Tyson Fury would have to drop his belt. That's the only way y'all get that fight y'all would think y'all want, Right now, what we going to get is Wilder Fury 3. And I'm telling you, you're going to get a head, Fury's head on a platter. And we're going to see. All the accolades we gave Fury is
we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day.
All right, well, listen, that game, we'll see what happens. But Thank you for the phone call. All right, man. Call back again next time. Take care.
These
Hey, so
Wilder
what I-
fans
so what I-
are so excited, man. It's so...
What I got from this call is Wilder wants head. I think that was the main point.
Yeah, he wants head.
He wants head.
To this
When
day.
did this guy join Wilder's camp? He keeps saying we. When did he join that? I mean,
He's
I
part
understand
of-
if he's a
it's-
fan, he says we.
yeah,
I'm not
it's-
disrespecting that part.
it's
He
the
made it sound like he
team.
was
Yeah.
part of the arbitration and everything else.
All right, guys, we gotta go to another phone call. But before I get to the other phone call, I need to read some super chats. So Chris K, thank you for your contribution. He says Gonzalo's kid doing better. Did you guys take a break last week? Keep up the good work. Looking forward to Taylor Ramirez breakdown and discussion. Yes, Mr. BDA will have a special show where he's gonna look at clips with you guys. In preparation for that Taylor Ramirez fight. Well, thank you, Chris K. Also, Virtuoso, he says, thank you, Virtuoso. He says, Dead Game, did you say Wilder wanted head? Ayo! That's right. Sounds gay. Larry Merchant, thank you for your contribution. He says, what part of Fury teeing off was Wilder coming on in this? Oh yeah, what part of Fury teeing off was Wilder coming on in the fight? Yeah, I disagree with that game. I don't think Wilder was gonna turn the fight around at that point. I don't know what you guys think.
That game is like I like that game, but he's like every typical Wilder fan. They live in a fantasy world that only they see. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree, man.
Oh,
I disagree. He was
is that
about
what
to get his
he's-
second win, man.
No, is that was?
Second
Oh, I thought when Dead Game was saying the fight was about to turn, he meant like really bad for Wilder. He was saying that Wilder was about to
There
come
was a
back against
turnaround.
Fury.
Yeah.
A turnaround. Yeah.
Come on. Now that's
I
just
agree with
silly. I
him,
thought he was being. No, he was out on his feet. That dude, if it wasn't with the fucking ropes, was on his ass.
I don't know,
I mean, when he
man.
was walking, he was. Yeah,
I don't know, Jimmy. Jimmy, I don't know. It seemed to me like he was about to get his second win, man. That's what it seemed like.
No, you could be right. You could be right.
Yeah.
But you know what? Horrible fighter. I say July 24th, show up. Yeah. That's it. That's all you gotta do. July 24th, show up.
I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
All right. Let's go to a phone call.
What was that?
It was Canelo. Remember when he was talking to Andrade?
Get the fuck out of here, because
Wait.
get the fuck out of here, because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
I'm gonna fuck you up right now, motherfucker.
Get the fuck out of here.
612. You're on the air. 612.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the moral of the story of the last 2 days is don't trust anything that Tyson Fury says, and I hope that I'm not a big fan of Beyonce Wilder also, but I hope Beyonce Wilder at least breaks Tyson Fury's nose in the third fight, and also. Joshua, please focus on Usyk, follow the Canelo game plan, and then fight F.A. Jagba, and then maybe you can go in for Philip Hergovich. Joshua, please focus on it and don't depend on these two deadbeat bums. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your phone call.
Wait.
What?
Did he say he wanted Wilder's balls to be beaten up? Is that what I
That's
think
what I
must
understood,
have
man.
misheard.
Oh, he's gone. All right. Well, thanks for the phone call, man. Let's
We'll never
move
know.
on to another one. 808. You're on the air. 808.
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
What's up? What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just gotta add my 2 cents. I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm a black man. I'm a boxing fan. I'm not a Wilder fan just because he's black, and you know how this goes.
Oh, yeah.
I'll talk about it all the time. But
I hear
my
ya.
issue. Sorry, my kids are kind of loud in the background. My issue is, bro, he got beat fair and square. If he gets the fight or doesn't, like, it is what it is. But my whole issue is these fans that, oh, he cheated. He took an L. Take the L, move on. And I feel like a lot of people still ain't moving on. You know what I mean? The anti-Canelo stuff. Like, if you like boxing, you like boxing. But, these people try to push this racial narrative. Oh, but y'all already know. So, I don't know. Hopefully,
Well, I just want to say thank you. Just thank you for being fucking a stand-up dude. Thank you for being a boxing fan and not pulling that fucking ideology shit. We need more guys like you, brother. Thank you.
I disagree, man. I mean, I think you should stick to
You
your own.
always
If you look, if somebody looks,
disagree with everything.
BDA
don't
hates me.
Stick to your own.
That's why.
Excellent.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know what.
at the end of the day, like we want to see the best fights, and that's what it comes down to. And
Yep.
we already dealing with
Exactly.
enough BS with all these different belts and guys not fighting each other. So now we want to take from all these channels talking about Lomachenko, the Great White Hope, and all this. Like, bro, whoever's the best is the best. They gotta fight each other. We ain't trying to. I don't know. I'm already hearing, all these Black Lives Matter and this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, we killing each other every day. Nobody says nothing about it. So that's like my take on it. So when it comes to boxing, I'm trying to watch
Amen.
boxing.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying to watch
boxing.
football. I'm trying to watch basketball. I'm not trying to keep hearing this racial stuff.
Yeah.
And you see what happened. Wilder had little seashells dangling off his head, and he got smoked. So that's all I'm gonna say. But y'all have a good one.
All right, thanks for calling, man. Take care. Good call.
Peace, brother. Call back.
Great call. All right, Recognize, you want to say something before we move on to the other calls? All right, he's in the bathroom or something. Let's take another phone call. 267, you're on the air. 267.
Hey, what's up, BDA? How you doing?
What's up? What's on your mind?
Yeah, I was on the news today where Deontay Wilder won the arbitration and everything, and Bob Adams claiming he's not gonna pay a step aside fee. Like, if you want to blame somebody for this, you gotta blame Top Rank, because Top Rank kept on holding it off last year, saying, "Oh, Wilder Fury freeze gotta take place in front of fans." It seemed like the whole time Bob Adams wanted Fury versus Wilder 3, not undisputed. And it's really unfortunate that we're probably not going to get an undisputed fight right now because of this. Because you only got to pay no more than $20 million for Wilder to step aside. And they're talking about making a franchise title. And so it's going to complicate things more if you make a franchise title, because Wilder ain't going to get that regular title. It's going to be Dillian Wright because he's a mandatory. So I really think it's a dark day in boxing, because this is politics took over boxing again, and it took away potentially another great fight, potentially the biggest fight in history if you look at it, because it's undisputed. We haven't had an undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis. And
a true undisputed, like a true fully undisputed, isn't the last one Mike Tyson, who held all four belts? If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I thought 1987 Mike Tyson was the last true undisputed heavyweight.
He had the WBO belt.
Yeah, he got them all, dude.
He had
he beat everybody's ass.
No, who had the WBO? Spinks. Anyways, go ahead.
It's really a problem, because all these other biased YouTube channels saying that Fury cheated and everything. Wilder can't take the L and everything. It's like this. Like the last caller said it. You lost the fight. You got exposed by the better fighter of your weaknesses. Learn from your loss. Move on. Try to get better. It took him over a year to finally show videos of him training and how a new trainer and everything. What's that going to show? What's that going to prove?
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to get better now after a year? You're not going to beat Tyson Fury still, because you're still not going to be able to match movement with him. And all those videos are not showing him how to fight backing up.
Yeah, there's no way he can improve even in a year. And you're right. Now they're showing this video of Wilder hitting the pads, but it just came out a few weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, or something like that.
And moving his head.
Yeah,
They made a point to show him moving his head.
He should have started releasing those videos right after the second fight, but instead he decided to disappear. And then when he finally showed up or showed his face on the internet, all he was saying was fucking crazy conspiracy theories, right? How he was, how Fury cheated. But anyways, caller, anything else? Because we gotta move on.
No, you guys can move on.
All right, thanks for calling.
Good call, man.
All right, let's take another phone call. 703, you're on the air. 703.
Yo, what's going on, BDA?
What? This is King Bucho. But go ahead.
Yeah, in reference to this whole thing with Fury and Wilder, man, it seems like it's been a waste of time Because if people think about it in hindsight, this could have been settled a long time ago. Okay, we actually had this whole thing with mediation first, then arbitration. And with mediation, that's just a little bit of a dispute that could have been settled out of court in reference to the contract. But they wanted to, say, okay, let's just go to step 2 for arbitration. Now with this arbitration ruling coming down, it seems to me that doesn't it look weird that okay, they say that they're going to schedule this fight 2 months after the arbitration ruling comes down? Something isn't right with that.
I think Aram, I was thinking the same thing about what the caller's just saying. Aram kind of knew this was going down because the minute they made the ruling, he's talking about he has a date and a venue. He could be talking shit, I don't know. But why would Aram say that? He's like, I got a date and a venue that's already booked. I'm like, what do you mean it's already booked? In other words, he's got that date. So you had a backup plan then.
Well, recognize, you know what, dude? I was told the reason why, dude. I just wanted to let you know the reason why, because think about it, right? The CDC just basically lifted all these mandates. Nevada's one of the blue states that follows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So because of that, dude, nothing in Vegas was booked. You know what I mean? Like, it's an open platform right now. You could go in and just everybody's like giving
it's
crazy deals to give people.
He probably made a phone call that day.
Yeah, right there. Picked up a phone. Probably called, got the best site fee, and who's going to give him the most. I'm not familiar with the place he's actually going, unless they renamed a certain hotel. It didn't sound familiar to me, but
what was the name of
it's right now. It's wide open. I can't remember, dude, off the top of my head. But it wasn't like MGM Grand or anything.
Caller, go ahead, caller.
No, I think he was talking about Virgin Hotels where they're having these fights like Taylor and Ramirez.
The old Hard Rock.
Saturday. You talk about that?
Yeah, the old Hard Rock.
It's another one with a V. It starts with a something. It almost sounds like vigilante, but it's not. It's something with a V. I remember caller. Because I don't pay attention to this too much, because the whole Wilder AJ Fury thing has been a fucking horror show anyway.
Right, but like the fights that are coming up May 22nd, June 19th, and the Stevenson fight, the Loma fight, they're gonna be in Virgin Hotels. They have a venue there at Virgin Hotels, so that's where those fights are gonna be held at.
Are you saying Virgin, like Virgin?
In the chat,
Hotel,
Virgin Mobile Hotel. Yep. That's what somebody says.
Virgin Airlines, the same English dude who owned the airline, bought the Hard Rock Cafe. All the Hard Rock Cafe buildings recognized.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's right. So,
anyways,
all
right.
But yeah, back to the whole thing with Fury Wilder, man. It's just a whole situation that has been stretched out for pretty much a year now. And if they just go ahead and have this fight July 24th, then they just pretty much play a lot of people along with it. All right.
It feels that way, bro. I get what Jimmy's saying, but it just seems weird how they announced the fight on the weekend. That AJ Fury, in Saudi Arabia, for August 14th. The next, Monday on that Monday, yesterday. Next thing you know, they're like, well, they're awarding Wilder this arbitration, and you got like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Tyson Fury might benefit from this because I think he was gonna lose that fight, man. He's gonna be too cold against AJ. I always had that feeling, and that's just a gut feeling, right? That has nothing to do with what's going on, but it kind of works out in his benefits to have a tune-up fight. And yes, Wilder's bigger than a tune-up fight. I get that, but he beat the guy, dude. He beat him. Like, clearly, there was no issues there. He didn't put up much of a resistance. So going into that fight, going into a third fight, you're gonna have Fury as the heavy favorite. The only way I could see Fury losing this fight, he's distracted, he's upset. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's not himself, and
he's looking past him, focusing on Joshua, thinking about that money.
And he's overthinking shit, and next thing you know, he gets knocked out. Like, that's the only way I could see him losing, and that's possible. But I personally believe he needs a. I always thought like this guy needs a tune-up fight in reality because I think AJ was going to beat him.
And recognize,
Yeah,
and
but
to
this
your
is a legitimate
point,
thing,
recognize real quick.
and I'm ready
Oh,
for
the caller. Okay,
Wilder.
yep.
Sorry, caller.
No problem, man. But thanks for the call, yo.
All right. Thanks for calling.
All right.
You want to say something, Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy, go ahead.
I was going to say, listen, not to go down like the rabbit hole and push conspiracy things and stuff. I'm usually the last one to do that. But I was also thinking to recognize his point. Like Bob moved on this quick. Bob said right away, I'm not challenging it, whatever this arbitrator says. So did he kind of know that this guy was going to do it? Now, hear me out. This is, everybody knows, including Steve Kim was on this show saying, this has all been Eddie Hearn. He's been doing all the footwork, flying out to Saudi Arabia on the phone. He's been doing all the work, right? Bob's been sitting back, poo-pooing it, fucking, the money isn't there, blah, blah, blah. Now, let's not forget, guys, prior to this, what happened? What was the last interaction between Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn? He was furious with Eddie Hearn because of the Teofimo deal. Remember? Eddie Hearn fucking in the zone fucking bidded on that fight and went higher than what Bob did. People said Bob was livid, as angry as some people who've known him for years said they've ever seen him. So that's how fucking angry he was over that. So is it Bob saying, yeah, let this motherfucker, because I'll tell you, Eddie spent a lot of money. Not this, you don't fly there for free. You don't do all that shit. You got people, you know what I mean? That's costing Eddie money. Time is money. What do you think Eddie charges an hour? And charges probably half a yard, $500 an hour.
Hey, Jimmy, check this out, too. Remember Fury said, I'm getting tired of this shit. I might as well just fight Wilder?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something. I know there's a lot of Wilder, yes, he's a joke and all that stuff, but people need to check out Fury, bro. Check out him and the people around him. Okay? The way they acted, man, and I, again, I don't have any proof, but just going by the way they acted, they kind of knew this was going to happen, and I think, let's see if he takes the fight, right? Let's see if Wilder takes the fight on July 24th or maybe, I don't know, September 15th, whatever the date, the deadline is. Let's see if that happens. But it's like you said, Bob Arum didn't contest this. He's like, yo, let's do it. All right.
He can't. Well, yeah, but from what Jimmy said, I mean, apparently you can't really contest it, right,
You
Jimmy?
can't. In arbitration, it's next to impossible.
Yeah,
In fact, it's almost never been turned over.
Absolutely.
I checked court history, case history, and because arbitration, when you sign off, both parties have to sign off saying, we agree that whatever this person comes up with, we will adhere to it. And again, you have to go almost all the way to like federal court levels to get it overturned because of that. So it's hard. I think maybe did he have him do all that lead work, knowing in the back of his mind? Maybe did Bob Arum hint, because he kept saying, "Don't worry, it's not a problem. It's not a problem." I think did he know? Did a little bit of him think there was going to be a problem, but didn't want to say nothing? That way, Eddie Hearn, it would be the most kicking Eddie's balls as possible after what Eddie did to him. Who knows, right? I'm just saying that.
But Jimmy, what's I was reading on the arbitration, and there's like binding and non-binding, and it says when an arbitration is what's
the
that
binding
about?
means the binding is that's the one you sign off on, meaning both parties involved have agreed that whatever the arbitrator decision arrives at, you agree to adhere to it, thereby revoking your ability to appeal. Thank you, recognize.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. TX Bulldog, thank you for your contribution. He says, no more weeks, might. I don't know what that means. No more weeks, might.
No more weeks?
No more weeks, like a weekend. Well,
No
sorry,
more
like a
weeks,
week.
I think because they were saying, I think it's because people were saying 2 more weeks or something like that. Or 1 more week, they're going to announce the fight. I think that's what it means.
Okay. He's probably excited for Wilder Fury 3. All right, let's take. I think there was a phone call. Let me check. Oh, there's more phone calls. Damn. All right, let's go through these phone calls, people. 205, you're on the air. 205.
Hey man, how you doing?
What's up? What's on your mind?
Hey, man, this is Uncle Charles, man, from Alabama. I am a full
Alabama.
supporter of Deontay Wilder, but I just want to say this. What I can't understand is when Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury, before a fight, each trainer go in each other's locker room and they sign off on the gloves. Now, either Mark Wheeler was in that locker room or JD was in that locker room. Somebody signed off on that. And he was set up from the word go before he got in the ring. So if Tyson Fury cheated, well, it ain't his fault because you got a trainer supposed to go in there and look at the other side to get his hands wrapped.
Yeah.
And now we got this whole thing about the hand wrapping. Well, I'm going to tell you this. If Deontay Wilder don't learn how to box, it's going to be the same result. And I am a Deontay Wilder fan, but he got people around him won't tell him the truth. And if you don't tell him the truth, he can't get better. Now, the third fight, if he go in there again and he don't learn how to box, he's going to get knocked out again. And I don't want that to happen the second time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to happen the second time. So I just want to get your company, your answer to what I'm saying here. You fired the wrong man. You should have fired JD instead of Mark Wheeler.
Exactly, bro. I agree 100%. First off, props to your fucking honesty, man. Good to see it, man. Good to see the honesty.
Well, look. What he's saying is, Wilder hasn't really learned anything in terms of the way he speaks, right? He hasn't learned anything from the loss. So if he goes in there with the same mindset that everything was just a blip, everything was a mistake, everything was a conspiracy, how's he gonna win the fight? Let's say Fury says, I'm gonna kill this dude. I'm gonna train to destroy him and never speak my name again. Don't ever talk about me again, because the next time I'm making sure you never come back. Right? He comes in there like that. What's Wilder going to do if he didn't learn anything? If he did not learn anything new?
Right.
If he just if everything is just a conspiracy to him? Because when you get into a fight, any man who's ever been in a fight and took a little ass whipping, something got to kick in. Like, I don't care even if you got jumped. You start saying, man, maybe when I fight head on with somebody, I'm gonna make sure that I'm looking on the side and quickly back to the guy in front of me. You know what I'm saying? If you can't even think about that, you're just like, I'm just gonna go in there and just hope for a miracle because I usually beat dudes, with one punch. My man, you're not learning anything, and you're gonna get beat up again. You're gonna get beat up more or less the same way and easier this time. So it all depends on what Wilder's mindset is. Wilder's got a new trainer. He's got the guy that most people thought threw the fight when he fought him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just didn't want to deal with Wilder. Who knows? But that's the guy who's training him. Maybe he's kicking something in his ear that's clicking. Like maybe he's telling him, yo, dude, you got fucked up in that fight. Maybe on the side, he's telling him like, yo, let me tell you what I saw. I saw you get your ass beat.
Yeah, because Mark Brilliant is not gonna tell him this shit. But caller, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this. To that caller just got through talking. Now that's some real talk right there. That's some OG talk, and that's real. Let me tell you something. It's one thing you don't forget in life. You don't forget an ass whipping. Because I can remember my ass whipping I got from my dad 25 years ago. And man, sometimes I wake up in cold sweat. I said, damn, I ain't even living at home no more. But I remember that ass whipping. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you this. Tyson Fury got one of the best trainers in the game. Emmanuel Stewart's nephew. It's just like Emmanuel Stewart left himself here on earth. And they're going to fight him a total different way. They know he's going to come in there with that killer mentality. And what they're going to do is they're going to do just what they did in another fight. They're going to box him. And I just want to say this in closing. Joshua will never fight Deontay Wilder. You want to know why? Because he's scared of him. And he got a reason to be. He's scared of him. If your promoter is scared of Deontay Wilder, what makes you think that the fight ain't? We're not going to fight him. I know you ain't, because you don't want to get put to sleep.
Excellent.
Deontay Wilder needs to take a tune-up fight before he fight Tyson Fury again. I don't care if you go get a man on the corner with a wine bottle in his hand. Fight him. Get yourself some confidence, and then you go back to him. Because I'm going to tell you something. Joshua will hold those belts to the end of time, and he will retire not fighting Wilder All types of Fury. He can't beat now one of them. And I like Anthony Joshua, but he can't beat now one of them men. He can't do it. So hold on to the belt as long as you can, Anthony Joshua. Keep on holding them belts over there against the wall over there. But sooner or later, you will retire, and you will never fight near one of them guys because you're scared of him. I know you're scared of him because I'm scared of Deontay Wilder, and I live in Alabama. So I just want to say, bro, thank you for letting me come on. I appreciate y'all, brothers. Y'all knowledge of the game is just, it's 100. So I thank you for letting me come on, bro.
Thanks for calling. Great call. Call back again, all right?
Salute to Alabama.
Yeah, salute, brother. Good call, bro.
All right, let's move on. 343, you're on the air. 343. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Yeah, I was just saying, for the Wilder Fury thing, I mean, for me, it's very weird that Bob Arum said that he's already booked the Allegiant Stadium. I mean, that's a very big stadium, and normally it takes weeks in advance to book such a major event. So clearly he knew about it from weeks ago, right?
Sorry, man, I can barely hear you, man. There's something wrong with your phone or something.
I thought it was me. He was breaking up big time. Yeah.
Can you speak up,
Right,
please?
is it better now? Can you hear me now? Is it better?
No, I don't know where you are, man. Move to another area and call back, all right? All right, take care.
Right, sure.
All right, we gotta move on. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we're gonna open up StreamYard, people. So I know people wanted to jump in through can't even say that word. StreamYard. So I'm gonna post a link. So on Discord, anybody else has anything to say about this?
Well, if I may add.
Go ahead, BDA.
Well, yeah, just real quick, man. This whole Wilder Fury thing, it's not a bad fight, man. I mean, how many look at the hype we had here in the build up to the fight. So now third fight, and on top of that, look, Bob Arum is adamant that says July. He wants to make it in July, so that's 2 months from now. That's of course if they iron out all those details before then, and Wilder actually
You
wants
better
to fight.
calm down with that July.
Yeah, it's
No, what I'm saying is,
especially with what's happening right
it's
now.
The Alabama caller got me into I'm a sponge. I absorb accents and voices and dialects. So what I'm trying to get to at here is, if it happens in July, man, hey, that's good news for us, man. It gets us a big name fight right in the smack dab in the middle of summer, man.
BDA, that's why I'm not totally against this, right? I'm not totally 100% against this because this was, look, that was in the contract, right? We know the whole history. We know what happened. And of course, I'll take Undisputed anytime. I like Undisputed. But these guys have obligations. So if this is a situation, whether we think it's wrong or right, take care of the problem in the ring. Fury, Wilder 3, AJ, Usyk, whoever's up for whoever's next for AJ. Make these fights happen. Take care of the problem, and then at the end, if they both standing, have the mega fight. You know, I'm sure that money's gonna still be there, unless one of them lose. Right? That's it.
That's right. By the way, I'm reading here. Saudi Arabian authorities were willing to cough up 150 million US dollars, and that doesn't even count the pay-per-view sales and ticket sales. So there was a lot of money to be made there. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Wilder and his camp, his team, wanted just a percentage of that loot. You know,
that could be it too. Make him expose. If he was looking for a payout, at least now by setting a deadline. Here's July 24th. Get yourself ready. We fighting. At least if you do that, and he starts stalling, and all right, we know what it's all about. Right now, we know what it's all about. You wanted some step aside money. That's what you basically wanted. And if that's not true, he wants to fight. Get in that ring.
Yeah.
Make the third fight. I'm
by the
pretty
way,
confident that Fury beats him again.
I wrote a comment in the chat earlier saying how by now Wilder could have had 2 fights, 2 tune-up fights, and he could have actually improved his technique just with 2 fights. You know, he could have worked on new things. Instead, he disappeared. he was on Instagram on drugs, probably. I don't know. That's my opinion. He looked weird, strange, and he was saying all this weird stuff about how he was quoting the Bible and stuff like that. Like, so the guy was acting weird, and in my opinion, wasn't really training, and obviously wasn't having any fights. So, anyways, man, this is what happens with these fighters. They're not that smart. Some of these guys are not that smart. All right, 917, you're on the air. 917.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Are you guys hearing me?
No, it's very low. Shit, jump on StreamYard, man. Jump on StreamYard. I'm posting a link.
Nah, I think you can hear me now. I think you got me now.
Guys,
Hello?
can you hear him?
Barely, man.
Hello?
Nah, nobody can hear. It's too low, man. It's too low. Jump on StreamYard.
I can barely hear him. Just
Yeah,
if you just put your mouth right into the
Yo.
whatever you're talking into.
Yo, how about now?
That sounds better.
All right. Hey, guys. Yeah, so I was listening to the guy that called before from Alabama, I think it was, or wherever.
Alabama.
And he was mentioning that he thinks that Wilder's going to come forward this time, I guess, or come aggressively. Do you guys agree with that? Or do you think he's going to try to do the usual, like, stay calm, stay calm, stay calm, and then just try to snap it? Just hit him with the right hand out of nowhere?
He has no choice. What do you guys think?
I don't believe he can do anything else but go forward. I
Yeah.
mean, he can't fight on his back foot. I think the caller from Alabama was correct in that aspect, meaning he's not going to learn how to do that in this short period of time. Learning to fight backwards is one of the hardest things you can do in boxing. Learning to fight backwards well, I should say.
I see.
Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think he's going to try to change the game plan, because if anybody that tries to do the same thing, I mean, that's just crazy, because we saw what happened. But I just hope Fury and his team, are ready for that, because sometimes, if you misread it, you never know what could happen, because he's a guy that has a lot of power. So, I mean, I really don't think he has, like, a good chance, but when somebody has power, it's always, something.
If he comes in there with the same game plan, same determination, switch it up a little bit, because he might be on to you from the last fight, which is stuff that he's capable of doing, he should win this fight. Whether it goes a little longer than the first fight, the rematch, excuse me.
All right, I can hear you guys now.
All right, caller. Thanks for calling. All right, call back again next time. Take care.
No problem.
All right, well, let's go to StreamYard now. We have Virtuoso and Guerrero de la Info. So we're gonna go first with Virtuoso. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was kind of like surprised by this news, yesterday. I was on Mark's stream, just having a laugh, and then a few hours later, I'm watching the DAZN boxing show, and Hearn was basically just stroking himself, saying that I deserve all the props. Well, all of a sudden, I see the Mark Kriegel tweet, and I had to see Copinger, and then later on, I'm with D Jefferson, and we're just crowdsourcing these links to corroborate, if this was true, and it turns out to be true. So here we are. A judge basically dug up a rubber match from the grave, while all this hype around this undisputed heavyweight matchup, was underway. Really is. But I put this squarely on Bob Arum, just because basically said that the arbitration was behind us. That it was not going to affect the fight. Hearn was saying that he was under the impression, and Joshua was saying that he was under the impression that Fury was handling his business, that he already took care of that. But apparently they're basically like not in the know.
Right.
So I'm not sure if they're also at fault here for the fight not happening, because they just wanted to deliver the fans basically the most important fight in boxing right now. So I don't know, man. This we should have known that this was going to happen. We can't believe whatever word comes out of Bob Arum's mouth or Tyson Fury's mouth. They're professional liars, man, and they're just using his name, AJ's name to basically promote that fight.
Well, what's the point
that
of doing all
isn't
of this, though?
clear.
in your opinion, what's the point of lying? What's what's the benefit out of it?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I really don't understand why they had to go through all this trouble about this fight happening, and then Bob and Frank Warren have been mostly cynical about it. Um, this just reveals that they really had no true intention of making that fight. It was Eddie that was doing all the legwork. Um, Bob, it's just weird. I just think this dude got to step away from the game. I think the game has passed him by. And honestly, I think him and Frank Warren are afraid of Eddie Hearn. I think when he said comments like, "Oh, we're gonna do it like a UFC style takeover boxing," that has to scare the shit out of him. And I think this is a way of trying to humble him, like trying to compromise a business relationship with the Saudis. Um, to me, I think it does irreparable damage to other big fights in the future. It's just not. It's the optics. It just doesn't look good.
Jimmy.
Well, can I just add my 2 cents in that? I think when you hear negativeness from Fury, or you hear, well, I could fight Wilder, I could still do that. That's putting pressure on the people trying to make the fight. That puts pressure on Eddie Hearn, meaning like he's saying like, well, they could go somewhere else. So that's just bullshit talk. Aaron wouldn't. If Aaron was, Aaron basically wanted. He's been in the game long enough to know you don't move forward until the check is cleared. And he made that abundantly clear from the middle, from the beginning. If I don't see money in the checking account, then to me it's all fantasy. And it wasn't until the Prince secured the funds last week, and that's when Bob changed his tune. So if you heard Bob being negative, it's because he was like, yeah, this is great. Yep, Eddie keeps saying they're this close, this close. He could say whatever the fuck he wants until the money clears. Because he's been doing this shit since 1965, bro. Dude's been doing this a long time.
Well, and it bit him in the ass back in the 90s because he tried to put Tommy Morris against Herbie Hyde and Ray Mercer against Frank Bruno in China. And I think he was the promoter to that because I don't think it was Don King. And the checks didn't clear from China to make the fight happen. And he was stuck with all this advertising and no fight. So he's learned the hard way about this. And,
well, yeah, he said that. He's lost millions over the years fucking believing people.
Right. And so and that was, I mean, think about the 90s. I don't know who this caller is. And I'm sorry to jump in the whole thing in the middle of somebody else's point. But Morrison and Mercer, Hyde, who was undefeated at the time, and Frank Bruno, that's a high-profile heavyweight fight outside of the Tysons and Holyfields. So that's a lot of money spent. And to have that kind of promotion and advertising for pay-per-view and then it not happen, he's learned that if the funds aren't available, don't do it.
Right. So this is weird then. This whole situation is pretty weird. But listen, Virtuoso, we gotta move on.
It's weird.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm on StreamYard. I'm not. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but I'm gonna take you up because I want to go through everybody and like I don't want to have like 6
Okay,
people on
cool.
Discord and yeah. All right. So I'm gonna remove him.
Bucho's like the fucking guy to drive through a McDonald's. You get barely half your order. You done? You done?
No. I'm gonna bring back Virtuoso because the thing is, I'm using Streamer.
No, I hear you, bro.
No. But I'm using Streamer like as a phone line because some people can't call in for some reason. So, but I can't have everybody on StreamYard and then at the same time people on Discord. Then we get like 15 people talking at the same time. It's just chaotic. So now I'm gonna move on to Guerrero. Are you there?
Yeah. Hey, well, how's it going?
What's up, man? Give us your thoughts on this whole shit.
Yeah, I think it's just another scam. You know, they're trying to give the Amero bum another opportunity. And this is how it plays out because Fury, AJ can be put aside for the time being. Meanwhile, Wilder gets another crack at heavyweight title.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Some American stuff going on there?
Well,
American favoritism.
If Wilder catches him with a shot and puts him away, there goes that money. The Saudis aren't going to fucking still give up that kind of site fee. First off, the unification's gone. The biggest selling point of that fight was the unification. And if Wilder wins it, I'm telling you right now, he's not going to fucking jump at the first offer. He's going to want more money than Joshua. He's going to say, beat the better competition. It's going to get ugly because Al Heyman will be involved. and forget about it.
Do we need to point out the fact that Wilder's on the closer to 40 than he is to 30, and that if he even comes remotely close to winning this fight, but he does exactly what Jimmy's saying about dragging this out, he's going to be closer to 40 by the time we actually get any unification fight?
Yeah.
I mean, he's what? He's almost 30. He's almost 36 right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so,
yeah.
Let's say he wins this fight, and now it's going to take 2 years for them to draw out, to run out the negotiations because, like you said, Al Heyman, and of course, Wilder's going to act like you have to jump through hoops to me. So that's going to take probably 2 years for that one to go down. He's going to be 38 years old before we get a unification fight.
It was 2 years ago, I think, actually last month, that Wilder turned down $120 million guaranteed for a multi-fight deal. Remember, fucking Lou DiBella was over there, and he was going, "Oh, this is a great idea. We're gonna take it." Because he did that, Heyman had fucking Wilder fire him. That whole big fucking schmobile. Because, believe it or not, I don't usually agree with a lot of things with Lou DiBella, since I think he's kind of a clown half the time. But he straight up knew. He's like, "Wait a minute, this is unbelievable money. You add up all the money Wilder's ever made, it still doesn't reach half that." He's like, "This is a no-brainer. Take this." Because he said that he was willing to take it without fucking Heyman's permission, he had to be fired because it's in every PBC contract. You're not even allowed to negotiate without Heyman's written consent.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yep.
Well, go ahead, recognize.
No, it's an excellent point that he just made. So, the most lucrative deal, and that's what you're paid to do, right? In this sports entertainment, is to get that fight of that. The guy was basically not allowed to look out for his best interests. So he's in a situation where he's got to fight like big names for even sometimes lesser money, right? Because if he was guaranteed a 3-fight deal, from what I remember, a 3-fight deal at 120
It was
million,
3.
Yeah.
That's 40 million. That's 40 million a pop, right?
Oh my god.
Even if they it's a little bit lesser for a lesser guy, and then they make
And
it
it's
up.
even more than that, dude. If he won, think about it. If he won the first fight, that 120 million is pretty much that one fight. Everything else after that's gravy because he's in the driver's seat. He could demand even more money from there. So that there was never money. Yeah, no. DiBella said it. He said that was just not even. It was a no-brainer. But the reason why DiBella didn't come out and start bad-mouthing Heyman, just the same reason why when people say, "Well, geez, none of the fighters ever say nothing bad about him," because they can't, because it's in their contract. They can't say nothing on any form of social media or even through somebody else.
Yep. The only one that spoke out bad about him that I can remember was Vanez Motorosian.
Very
I
good.
I don't know what the deal was there, and I noticed he stopped doing it. But yeah, he's the only one that I can think of.
All right, guys.
There's been slights out of the side of the mouth shit. Okay, Bucho, get the.
No, just get
call.
Guerrero to say something else, or else we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, fellas.
All right. Well.
All right, peace, bro. Let's get him.
Peace, brother.
Peace.
Let's get H Money. H Money, you there?
Yo, what's good? What's good? Thanks for having me, guys. We wanted to see the undisputed fight. What's good, Jimmy? How you doing, brother?
Good, you?
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Yo, I'm disappointed, to be honest, man. We were excited about watching the undisputed heavyweight championship, the fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. We haven't had an undisputed champion in the heavyweight division since Lennox Lewis. Now, Deontay Wilder, he won the arbitration. Now, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be a third fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. That fight is still a very big fight, though. I think right now, if you look at the schedule in boxing, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3 will be the biggest fight of 2021, without a doubt. Without a doubt. The first fight did over 800,000 pay-per-view buys, and those are the best pay-per-view numbers since Canelo versus Triple G, the second fight. With that being said, if Deontay Wilder,
it was the second
go
fight,
ahead,
brother. It was the second one did 800.
The
Sorry, I
second
just
one
wanted,
did
it
it.
was the
Yeah, the
second
second
fight.
Yeah,
one.
that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
he said that.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you said the first fight. I apologize.
Yeah, the second fight. Yeah, the second fight did over 800,000 pay-per-view buys, and those are the best pay-per-view numbers since Canelo versus Triple G in the second fight. With that being said, the third fight will be even bigger. A lot of people want to see Tyson Fury knock out Deontay Wilder again for all of his bullshit. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder, he was a great champion, but I disagree with those excuses. Saying Mark Breland spiked my water with no proof. You know, saying the gloves were loaded, but you have no evidence. On top of that, you fired Mark Breland and you kept JD's the one who inspected the gloves. You know what I mean? And on top of that, Wilder said the suit was too heavy. Then Deontay Wilder fanboy said he never said it was the suit. Next thing you know, Kevin Aioli released the audio of Deontay Wilder saying that the suit was too heavy. Deontay Wilder is the biggest liar in boxing history. He's the biggest liar in the history of the sport. So I would love to see Tyson Fury knock him out one more time and end him off, end his career once and for all. He already finished him off. Bring him back from the dead, Tyson Fury, and do it again. Do it for the sport of boxing. Do it for the sport of boxing. We need it. Tyson Fury, the #1 heavyweight in the world, undefeated. He had every belt in the heavyweight division, from the Ring Magazine, 2-time Ring Magazine champion, WBO, IBO, WBC, WBA, IBF. Tyson Fury fought the best, and he beat the best. He beat Deontay Wilder when Deontay Wilder was undefeated. When Deontay Wilder was the #1 heavyweight in the world, Tyson Fury dethroned him. And the fanboys of Deontay Wilder will make every excuse in the game not to give Tyson Fury his credit. Tyson Fury has been in the gym today. I seen him working out. He's getting ready for Wilder. And matter of fact, Tyson Fury exposed Deontay Wilder for asking for $20 million step-aside money today. So I don't know if you guys seen it, but Tyson Fury, he put it out there on social media that Wilder asked for $20 million.
I heard about that too.
Wait a minute.
$20 million.
You're saying that there's actual recording of Wilder, or there's proof that Wilder asked for money?
Well, I don't know if it's like recorded, but Tyson Fury today on his social media, he said Deontay Wilder asked for 20 million step aside, and he said, I guess I have to crack his skull again. You know what I mean? And Mark Breland won't be there to save you this time and throw in the towel. You know, so pretty much, man, I'm looking forward to the third fight. I know Tyson Fury is going to dominate him. Look at Deontay Wilder's new trainer, Malik Scott. Deontay Wilder had a fixed fight with Malik Scott in 2014, and now that's his new trainer. Deontay Wilder, he only wants yes men around him, like Tay Jones. Tay Jones, we never heard of Tay Jones until Deontay Wilder lost. Next thing you know, this guy's on every LDBC platform doing interviews. Where was Shelly Finkel at? Where are the real representatives for Deontay Wilder? Nobody care about Tay Jones. I asked Mark.
Brother.
What was that? What was that? I'm sorry.
He's breaking up.
Pink will look like the brain from Pinky and the Brain.
You're breaking up, H Money.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, thanks, man. How is it now? Is it good? Is it better?
With everything you're saying, brother. Yeah, it's better. I agree with everything you're saying. You're making good points. You're talking factual, man. Good for you.
Appreciate that, Jimmy. And thanks for the time. Shout outs to BDA Boxing, King Bucho, Tyson Fury, the #1 heavyweight in the world. Eddie Hearn needs to take some credit. He needs to take some blame. Eddie Hearn been doing all of the talking. Oh, the fight is a 100% guaranteed. The fight is going to be announced next week. Eddie Hearn did a lot of lying. Anthony Joshua fanboys, they trying to point the finger at Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury he's a fighter. He's a fighter. He wanted that fight with Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn, he knew that Deontay Wilder was in arbitration, but guess what? He still said the fight was guaranteed, always doing interviews. I'm sick of the Anthony Joshua fanboys. I'm sick and tired of the Anthony Joshua fanboys. They're doing the same thing as the Deontay Wilder fanboys. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury's the best heavyweight.
Buddy, calm down. Calm down. You're repeating
No,
yourself.
H Money.
Hey,
I was going to say to you, brother, I think honestly, though, bro, I think Eddie Hearn was being spoon-fed some shit from Aaron. I think he was going by what Aaron, because remember, Aaron's a lawyer, and, you know, my girl's a lawyer and shit. Like, and I can tell you straight up, anybody if you go by what he said, that he didn't sign those dates, let them come and pass. By all intents and purposes, that should have been the end of it. But because of the pandemic and his injury, I guess Weinstein took that in favor. But I'm not trying to stick up for Eddie Hearn. I'm just saying I think he was being spoon-fed a lot of shit purposely by Arum. Who knows? But whatever, at the end of the day, to make him kind of look like a donkey.
Yeah, well, Eddie Hearn right now he's playing the blame game. He's trying to blame other people. Eddie Hearn needs to take accountability, man. He was the one doing most of the talking. He was the one that was lying to the fans. And I'm just disappointed that we don't have Undisputed. But I would love to see Tyson Fury give Deontay Wilder one more ass whooping. Appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for the time. I'm
All
gone.
right, brother.
All right, take care, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I wanted to say something, Mucho.
What's that? Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Yeah, the biggest mistakes that Wilder's doing, and I think it's been throughout his whole career, he's not punching the heavy bag. He's punching the mitts. You need to solidify your power. Compact the muscles around your wrist and your hands. So like whenever you touch somebody, you're hurting them, because he's not just touching fighters when they say he's a power puncher and he's hurting them. The shots that he's landing are few and far between, and that's when he lines the other guy up and gets leverage, behind them long levers that he's got. So he's not just like touching you and then you're falling over or you're getting hurt. No, that's not the case. And another thing, he's not running. He doesn't run. So when he doesn't control the pace, like in the second fight, and Fury, was closing the gap because he was pushing him back with the size. Oh, he's pillow-fisted. No, he's a big guy, 270 Fury, and he's not allowed to dictate the pace. He's out of his element. So if you can't fucking touch somebody with every jab that you throw and you're not keeping them back, if Wilder cannot do that because he don't hit the punching bag, and then he don't have the stamina once they close the distance on him because they're pressing on him, then he's out of his element. And I think that he will lose a fight because he don't do this.
Excellent
He
point,
don't practice
Gonzalo.
like
It's a
that.
huge difference, night and day, hitting pads to hitting the bag. That's the reason why they have heavy bags, you know what I mean? That's why
That's
you go to
right.
the fucking good gyms, they start 50, 70, 120, right? The bigger the bag, the more fucking impact it takes to crack it.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
So it
like
does,
Rocky
it does
Marciano had a
strengthen the
huge
wrist.
bag, maybe I don't know, 100 kilos.
Well, yeah, I heard it was like a fucking 180-pound black leather. Was it's like that turns moldy green after years and shit.
All right.
You gotta hit the heavy bag, man.
We got a bunch of phone calls, and we also have G Boogie. So we're gonna go with G Boogie first, and then we'll go to the phone lines. G Boogie, go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of what Gonzalo was talking about makes a lot of sense because just because he got Malik Scott, he's doing his movements and stuff like that. You still have to have that resistance coming back from you. Incorporating with the movement of punching, hitting, and then throwing your combinations, timing your opponent, change up the levels. Okay, now you throwing in your body shots, your power shots. You also have to do the conditioning with it, not just just doing the pad work and stuff like that. You have to incorporate your exercising. You have to do your running to get your cardio up. Running, biking. If your knees are weak, you use a bike. You know what I'm saying? So, and also incorporate a lot of people don't do this to exercise their wrists, which is once you finish hitting the heavy bag, you can do curls with a rope. Take a rope and a stick, and then put a 10-pound weight on the bottom of it and roll it up. That helps your forearms develop more strength in your forearm and in your wrist.
Oh, yeah.
So
I used to do that at Djibouti. Yeah.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of things that
roll up
is
a weight
more
with a stick.
I'm sorry.
No, I was too lazy to do that, but go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can incorporate, the small things, to be able to be more effective. But like H Money was saying, is he going to do it? Is he, before he used to give excuses and stuff like that, is he going to do it? You know what I mean? That's the question. So That's all I
Well,
got
G
to say.
Boogie, he's in a situation now where he has to put up or shut up. Now, the question would
Yeah.
be, was he looking for a payout or is he ready to get in that ring now that he's the B side, right? When Tyson Fury says, "Look, I want that fight July 24th or this date or whatever it is," is he ready, or is he ready to to call Tyson Fury's bluff, right, and say, "I'm fighting you on this date," and he better be ready to do those things because the way he lost, it's not about losing; it's the way you lose. He lost like a guy who was totally outclassed, didn't belong in that ring. He was Tyson Fury's sparring partner. That was just there to lose that night. So he's got a lot of stuff to make up for, in a quick process. And look, anything could happen. Tyson Fury could be unfocused. He could be aggravated. It could be a lot of things, but and go in there and lose the fight. But that's from what I'm seeing from the last fight and what's been going on after that. That's the only way I could see logically he could beat a guy like Tyson Fury, unmotivated Tyson Fury who's going to give him opportunity to get the court.
Yeah, this is exactly what we said in the second fight.
Yeah,
this is if Fury doesn't train properly, if he takes Wilder lightly again, like in the first fight where he was winning, and he was
there's like slowest.
Yep, go ahead.
Your slowest molasses, like Luis Ortiz, and you're winning the fight, but you're just sitting there too long in the pocket that you're gonna get countered, or just like a sitting duck, like Dominic Brazil that don't move his head. But if you're just you're juking or you're chucking and jiving a little bit, and then you're coming forward and throwing heavy punches, man, you can beat that guy. He already did.
So here's we know this much. Wilder is not going to be able to rearrange his game to where he's going to frustrate and be the ring general in this fight. I don't care who's his corner. I don't care what drugs he's taking. I'm not accusing him of being a PED guy, but I don't care what he's taking. I don't care what LDBC says. I don't care what anybody says. Wilder has never shown the ability to be a ring general with anyone, and it's not going to happen overnight in this fight. He didn't do it last time. He didn't do it in the first fight. He did it one time against Stavern, and he hasn't done it since. And he hasn't gotten better.
Excellent.
So there's no way he's going to frustrate Tyson Fury. Now, if Tyson Fury is frustrated because of the situation and he lets himself get distracted that way, it's one thing. But there's nothing Wilder is going to do that's going to offset, confuse, befuddle, or frustrate Tyson Fury in any way, shape, and form in any universe or time dimension.
Oh, you
well done. Well done.
All right, G Boogie, we're gonna move on. All right, but since you're an OG, you can stay on the line. Don't worry.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna take another phone call. 773, you're on the air. 773.
Kevin.
It's Kevin. Kevin. All right.
I know what happened. It's
because the Jews.
How can I say it? If he was really a monstrous puncher with every right hand that he would throw, you would have danger, around that. But the way he was throwing against, for example, Luis Ortiz, he wasn't doing damage like really with all them shots. So what I'm saying, he does hit hard, but he doesn't hit you hard with every right hand. If he were able to touch you hard all the time, like a 1-2, like I don't know, maybe a Klitschko, that would keep Fury honest. Can he train to do that? Yes, but he doesn't. He be hitting the mitts. The mitts are not helping you to compact your power like that. That's why I'm saying you hit the punching bag. But I'm not his trainer. I can say anything that I want to say, but is that going to do a difference? No, I'm just saying, if I were to speak about it and try to say something that the guy could do, what does it matter? What does it matter? I mean, he don't train like that.
Yeah, and maybe it's a little bit too late for all of that. But let's move on. 646, you're on the air. 646. Go ahead.
Yo, what's going on? It's Viking.
Oh, Viking, what's up, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, man, what's going on? I'm fucking sad, man. This fucking Undisputed is not happening. I'm fucking enraged at Wilder. Fucking setting, all that time, it was sitting there like a duck until fucking Fury announced the fight. Bob Arum's full of shit. All that fucking he's been a lawyer his whole life, and he couldn't pull a decision. The fucking the contract has been expired for a year now, and I don't know how they didn't win that court case. It was binding for all that time, but then it's been a year since that the timing is expired. But I mean, they couldn't do it. All these people coming out of woodwork again, like these fucking cancerous LDBC people, like hyping Wilder up, like with that whole one punch theory again. Like the whole heavyweight division is now all stuck in that whole one punch theory. On the first fight, the first round, Deontay Wilder landed that right hand, and nothing happened. He landed a solid right hand, and Fury was halfway down, already hitting the floor, and he landed another hook on top of that, and he still got up. He came to the second fight. He closed the distance. He still landed a couple of those right hands. It still didn't work. It still was not one punch. He got fucking systematically beat down, like fucking Crawford beat Gamboa, flopping to the ground like a fish. He was beating him like fucking Debo beat Red in fucking Friday. And a year later, in fucking unification, these motherfuckers are still out there alive. I thought these motherfuckers were dead and buried, and they come out of the woodwork like termites again, holding up the fucking whole division and the undisputed 4 belts. It's fucking $75 million for each people. The whole kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Eddie Hearns has been working with 3 hands, and these motherfuckers come out of the woodwork and stop the fight. And now we got to hear this whole cancerous one right hand could change the whole thing.
Yeah,
One
again,
right hand.
again. That's never gonna end. I mean, Wilder can get beaten fucking 40 times, and in the 41st fucking fight, Wilder still has a chance. He still has a right hand.
One hand.
He still has a right hand. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if Saunders came out of the woodwork after the fucking corner two in the tower, if Saunders came out and said, well, all that shit was bullshit. Well, he still has a chance. He still has a puncher's chance. Matter of fact, everything was wrong, and everybody got behind Saunders. How stupid would you look? But for some reason, Deontay Wilder, whatever, he could say the fucking earth is flat, Trump is the greatest person alive, whatever, and these motherfuckers will still be behind him. I don't know why. Why?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's called cult worshiping.
It's denial.
Because they don't know boxing. It's simple.
Like,
You just hit the nail on the head. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you just said that the right hand didn't work in the first fight. It didn't work in the second fight, but they think it's going to work now. I mean, why? Unless his chin's gone out the window, it's just suddenly been made of glass, or he's so meaning Fury is so unmotivated to where he's not going to come in shape at all. That's the only way his chin that's going to let him down. Wilder even came in almost 10 pounds heavier the second time, so he had weight to back him up. It still didn't work.
Over 10 pounds. He was 212 in the first fight, 231 in the second fight.
Oh my! And his legs, but his legs didn't change though. That's what my issue
No,
was.
because that's the one thing you can't work on. It's like you got to be naturally
and then
have big legs, or proportionate to your body, or you don't. You just don't have it.
Oh, that's because Fury was pressing. He was pressing, so it's like if I'm pushing you, and you have 10 legs, but I'm closing the distance and I'm pushing you. That's going to keep you off balance. But then if I'm punching you and I'm sitting down on my shots, hey, that's what happened.
Caller, go ahead. Viking.
I still remember, like, one of the calls, I think you had hosted up, like, the Fury Wilder thing. One of the guys, I think he was from Alabama or something like that, like a really cool dude. He sounded like an OG. He was, like, slightly older. He was saying he had gone to training camp in Alabama to watch Wilder, and this motherfucker doesn't do no cardio. He just hits that right hand in the pad, right hand. He does a little bit of sparring, and then it's over with, And he's seen him in multiple training sessions like this. He doesn't have a whole full 4-week camp. Like, how are you somebody that doesn't do the road work and that has never done road work and that lives for the first 5-6 rounds and for that one right hand? How are you going to
you know why that is?
Heavyweight champion of the world?
You know why Wilder doesn't do any because he doesn't do cardio work because he's mistaking him being a freak of nature, like being a tall guy, mostly muscle weight. That's all he has is muscle weight, right? And he thinks that that's going to translate into a boxing fight as well. And the way they matched him up, they were right. Stamina played issues here and there, but not that much. It was always him being, much he has more advantages when it comes to punching power over these guys. So then when he was in the ring with a guy that was gonna bust him up, the conditioning failed him. You could see it. It was failing him. Now he didn't quit, right? He didn't quit, but his corner quit. They said, dude, you're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Which is just as good as you quitting because they represent you. He can say whatever the fuck he wants, but that's basically him quitting too. His corner saying, you had enough. You're not built for this.
Yeah.
Right, you can see
I
it in
guess
your
he's
eyes. Like, when
athletic,
you're getting beat up and
and
your eyes
they
are
would tell
drooping,
him, so
you know
you're
what I mean?
facing fat guys, but that's not gonna be the case with everybody. He's athletic, but when he fought a boxer, hey.
All right, caller. Viking, go ahead. One last
Yeah,
comment.
yeah,
We gotta move
yeah,
on.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Viking. One
Okay,
last
okay.
comment.
I just want to say the last thing. It's like in the second fight when he got hit with the right hand, like like Fury like left him alone, like he was like still like doing the feint, and then like Wilder had that one like in a little bit of a space to like throw that right hand. He landed right after that. Fury never made that mistake, and he closed the distance. Every time Wilder would get a little bit of that space, because in the first fight, Fury was fighting him all the way from the outside, and Wilder was measuring that right hand and hitting him flush like so many times. But in the second fight, he wasn't making that mistake. He would hold him. He would stay. Every time the right hand would be a little bit too far off, like so he could measure him, he would close the distance. And I don't think that mistake is ever happening again. This is a clinical, systematic art. You know what I mean? Boxing and moving. This is not something that you can just eliminate with a freak power.
Yeah, exactly,
this is like
exactly.
nullifies.
Yeah, like somebody says.
Why these fans don't understand that this is a technique to this thing?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, every bum in the street that could swing and hit would be a heavyweight champion.
Exactly. And there's no way Wilder can
Anyway, that's all I
outthink
gotta
Fury. But great call, Viking. Call back again next time. All right. Take care.
All right, man. Shout out to you guys.
All right. Let's go to Kevin. Hopefully he's there now. Kevin, go ahead.
You guys see the judge who ruled in favor of Wilder?
Come on, man. Seriously?
Surprise. It's never ending with this shit. It's never ending, man. Weinstein, big shocker.
I knew it.
He's joking,
the
man.
biggest fight in boxing, and it's they try. What do you know? They're going to ruin it, just like they ruin everything. So,
all right.
Anyway, as far as the fight goes, Wilder, he's still dangerous. You can never count out a caged animal. When you back an animal in the corner, you never know what they'll do. So it's heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen. So that's the point. This Judge Weinstein ruined the unification bout. Huge fight. It's never ending with this shit. What are you gonna do?
All right. I guess that's it, Kevin.
He always ends it like that.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Kevin from Chicago. Now we have another phone call. 912. You're on the air. 912.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, man, this is crazy, man. I
912.
truly hope Wilder takes the rematch and gets smashed ASAP. I mean, watching that
Speak to us
shit
whenever
with
you're
him and
ready.
Malik. Did y'all see the little hook he threw to the
Can't hear
body? It was like a damn double
hold on.
tap. I'm like, man, Wilder ain't
What's
learning
going on?
shit.
Hold on, caller, because something happened and they can't hear you anymore. So give me just 2 seconds. Let me see what's happening. It should be working. Hold on.
Hello?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just trying to fix something here. The fuck? Well, this sucks. Yeah, I don't know what happened. All right, caller, call back again later. I gotta fix the phone lines. Sorry, man.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear him.
Oh, yeah, but on Discord they can't. Fuck, hold on.
They can't.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, everybody can hear
Yeah.
you now. Go ahead. Sorry,
Okay,
go ahead.
cool. Yeah, man, I'm still up at that comment. He said, man, Wilder got beat like red by Debo. But man, I hope hopefully Wilder takes the fight, man. I want to see him get finished, man. I mean, versus Fury, you can't be strictly a headhunter. You got to invest in the body. Same thing that happened with Vladimir Klitschko. He was headhunting Fury the whole fight, and he just came up empty. Wilder doing these little videos where he hitting the miss with Malik, whatever that bum motherfucker name is. He still ain't going to the body. So I don't know what he thinks is going to be different with Fury. I mean, I don't think he could beat the guy. I would give AJ a better chance versus Fury because he goes to the body, but I would give Wilder a better chance versus AJ. But man, I hope Fury beat the shit out of this motherfucker. I'm so sick of this bum motherfucker, man. All he do is hold up the division.
Yeah, I mean, we had the second fight to settle the score. It happened. We saw who the best guy is. There's no need for a third fight. The only reason why we're having this third fight because of the supposed contract that it was a breach of contract or whatever, and the stupid fucking judge or arbitrator, whatever you wanna call him. Yeah, guys, what do you think about what the caller said? Yeah, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Well, it makes sense that Fury does need a tune-up fight before going into a fight with AJ. It makes perfect sense. I always in the back of my mind I thought Fury needed a fight before going into a fight with AJ. So it makes sense. I guess AJ going to fight Usyk or whatever, and then they can get do whatever they're going to do. But I'm reading reports that the stadium they were supposed to erect in Saudi is already in advanced stages. You guys hear anything about that?
Not me.
Well, what was that? What was the question, Bucho?
The
He said
stadium's
that
in
the
advanced
stadium.
stages. I heard,
Yeah, the
well, they're not
stadium
building
is
it-
going to be
They're
advanced.
not building it with
In
code
advanced
like we would
stages,
here.
so
It's not built to
they're expecting
last.
to fight an
It's almost like one.
Oh,
those-
it's one of these stadiums. Yeah,
yeah,
I know what
it's
you
the
mean. Yeah.
kind. Those like hangars you can buy for like fucking $10,000. You can fit an airplane in it. Those metal things.
Yes.
It's gonna be along the lines of that. It's just something to keep the fucking heat out. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to be
Gotcha.
any, with bleachers. It wasn't going to be like state of the art stadium. We're going to wreck something, more than likely take it down. Still a very expensive deal. But I guess I just want to let you guys know, I can post it in a second, but Usyk has gotten lawyers involved in pushing the WBA, WBO WBO to push.
Oh, okay.
The,
It's gonna be one of those.
yeah, he's fighting for
okay,
his.
I know
The
what you're
plot's
talking about.
thickening.
Oh.
The plot's thickening. Look,
Yeah,
I
okay,
can't
I know.
blame these guys, right? Can't blame these guys, man. They looking for these opportunities or payouts, whatever the fuck, and they want their shot, right? Because Usyk is not getting any younger. He's 34, and his whole thing, if he's going to be successful in boxing, is being way more elusive than these guys, having better stamina than these guys. That's his chance of like upsetting the big heavyweight division. So I can't blame them. Now to the caller, what he said was, why does it, Wilder's going to need to do more than just going to the head of Tyson Fury, because we've seen fighters try to do that, and he's 100% right. We've seen Klitschko do it. We've seen some fights where he had some where he had some bad moments, like the Cunningham fight, right? Dude, he's just gonna the caller's 100% right. He's gonna make adjustments to that and then start beating you up, and we've seen him do it when he's got into trouble. When Cunningham knocked him down, he started to manhandle him and beat him up and knock him out because nobody's working the body. Nobody tries to even go to the body when it comes to him.
Yeah, gotta go for the body because that's center mass. It's like shooting a moving target. Look, the head is just like a slight target. You gotta hit the center. And in the military, they tell you shoot two to the chest, and if you miss, you might hit the head, because that's a bigger object. So you gotta and the head's on the swivel. That's a slighter target to hit. The torso, yeah, it will move, but that's a bigger target, and you're gonna hit the body.
Jesus.
Look, I can imagine when they try to hit him to the body.
Me, and I want to pose this to everybody. How can he go to court and win an arbitration when in the contract he let the contract run out and now is a problem? And Bob Arum is a lawyer. He's been around. He understands. And how can that be? How can he let that happen?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what I don't get. Yeah.
Porque ese judío, sabía que estaba haciendo.
No. Caller.
Ese maldito judío sabía que estaba haciendo.
This is a family show. Caller, go ahead. One last comment, please. Caller. You still there?
Yeah.
One last comment because we gotta move on.
Oh man, nah man, thanks for having me on, man. My son, he coming to the car right now. He done with practice, man. I'll catch y'all boys on the next one.
All right. Thanks for the call. Call back again next
Take it
time.
easy, brother.
Great
Peace
call.
out, bro.
Bucho, I was going to say real quick with
Yes,
the
sir.
case, remember, with an arbitrator, they don't have to go like in court. Everything has to be factual. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that's what I
you
read.
can't have hearsay. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Stuff like that. With an arbitrator, there's different circumstances, exponential circumstances, or you know what I mean, involved that they can take into consideration. And probably the pandemic is taken in, saying, well, they couldn't have had it anyways. This needed to have fans. They could have said he could have taken in that he was injured.
But that's a judgment call, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
That's
In arbitration, dude. That's what, like in court, right? You go in front of a judge. You don't ever want a judge making his decision based off his feeling. You want him
right.
to make it off the
But
letter of the law.
even though,
But an
still,
arbitrator, you can put your feelings in.
right. That's what I was gonna say. Yes, you could put your feelings into it, but I guess them dropping if he can't challenge that, then they signed a contract, excuse me, a binder, a why am I fucking botching this word? A bindery contract where they both sign where whatever the judge's ruling is, they wouldn't appeal it.
Can we come to the conclusion that Bob Arum made a mistake of agreeing to enter?
I don't think it was a mistake.
Well, he fucked it up in a way. I mean, now we
Yeah, I'm
realize that he
kind of
fucked.
thinking that too. That he might have another alternative plan to create that difficulty for him not to fight or him not to make this cross promotion with the zone to make Eddie Hearn look embarrassed. And after he was doing the legwork and all that stuff, trying to get the hype up. I don't know. It's kind of fishy.
Boogie, you know something? You want to know something? I noticed this. You know, a lot of people were throwing shots at Eddie Hearn, and I don't like Eddie Hearn, and I don't like the zone and all that shit. You know, throwing shots at Eddie Hearn, but I was paying real close attention to everything Fury, especially Fury, and some of what Bob Arum was saying. And to me, it always sounded suspicious, right? So, okay, the arbitration is dead or is it alive? Like, which one is it? Because you're saying it's dead, but then why are they still having one, right? And Tyson Fury's like, look, you know, I'm getting ready for Fury. You know, I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of all the back and forth. You know, I could just fight Deontay Wilder. So they sound to me, they look more shady in this situation, in my opinion. They look like the more shady.
But make no mistake. The real responsible person here is Deontay Wilder, because if he weren't thinking like I want to stretch everything to the very end, to the limit, until the contract expires, if he would have just thought about fighting like Fury did, well, you fight or you don't fight. If he would have decided to fight, none of this would have happened. Now he stretched it out to the very limit. Now he puts in jeopardy. He's cock blocking the other fight. He's cock blocking. That's basically what he's doing. So make no mistake. The only one really, really responsible is a guy that put everybody in this situation. And that's Deontay
But you
Wilder.
see, and I agree.
But you got to look at it like this too,
disagree.
though. Check this out, right? Because you know boxing is corrupt. They could have had an underhanded handshake under the thing between Deontay Wilder and Bob Arum, Shirley Finkel, fucking have this little thing. Hey, this is how it's gonna play out. It's just like how the WWE does their storyline. Hey, check this out. We could do this, and then this will happen, and then you come back with the arbitration. And but you telling me these guys ain't thinking of this? You know what I mean? To make
it's
possible.
Impact.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah,
It was a
yeah.
mistake. You know, get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, I don't know how reliable this is, but there was a point in time before all this stuff started happening, and there's a rumor that Bob was going to hang it up, but he was looking to sell Top Rank, and the lead person he was looking at selling to was Eddie Hearn. So if you think he was trying to screw Eddie Hearn over on purpose, when that was someone he was looking at possibly selling his business to, Again, I don't know how true this is. This is just hearsay from
He
what
was
I've.
definitely floating it around, brother. He was definitely floating, selling the business, but he
Right.
was actually. I heard it was Disney. Was
Right, that makes more sense. I don't think he was. Yeah, I don't
Oh
really
my,
think he was trying to
my
sell
fucking
it.
God! I'm glad he didn't do that. Good God, we would have. There's no telling the kind of shit would have Disney
Oh,
better
Yeah, I
operate.
don't even
ring
want to
card
know.
boys. Ring card boys. All right.
Sorry about
okay.
that.
No, it's
trannies. Yeah.
good point, man. Let's go to a phone call. 313 you're on the air. 313.
313.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, what's up, man? What's on your mind?
Hello.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm basically going into the Wilder and Fury third fight. I don't feel comfortable knowing that Deontay Wilder hits like a Mack truck. That any one of you guys want to put some money on Fury. Y'all been bashing Wilder these whole hour and a half, but y'all ignoring the elephant in the room that Fury failed a PED test. He had loaded gloves and Christopher Hammer.
What does that have to
But we
do
gonna
with what
sweep
just
that
happened?
under
What does
the
that have to
rug.
do?
Let it finish. Let it finish. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
And you guys got to realize that when Deontay Wilder say he can't box, but who can't box but win a bronze medal in Olympics? Go back and watch the Savon fight.
Yeah.
He boxed when he chose to box.
Yeah, you don't win a you don't win a bronze.
When that
You-
third,
yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
you don't win.
so
Actually,
when
you
that
don't win a
third
bronze.
fight comes, ain't no more talking. I want y'all to put all your money
having a
on
hard time
Fury
hearing him.
because I'm sending all you motherfuckers home broke.
All right.
Can I take this one because I'm
Can I take this one
I'm
real quick?
entertained by
I
this.
started off by saying something at him. First of all, the drug testing.
Did you say loaded gloves?
Hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
hold on.
First of all, like, listen. This
No,
is a
that
guy
was the
who's
Christian
obviously
Hammer fight.
emotional
Had those loaded gloves.
about what happened with Wilder. Okay, he took the loss hard, right? And so he hates Detroit. He's from Detroit. 313 is a Detroit area code. He hates Detroit for putting game on Tyson Fury. So he hates his own hometown for beating his hero. Okay, so he's angry. He's not looking at it. He's not looking at it logical. First of all, he's talking about drug testing. Who cares? We're not talking about that. We're talking about what just happened.
Ignore the elephant in the
Yeah, and he
room.
didn't fail a PED test either.
Ignore
He didn't
the
fail a
elephant
test
in the
coming into
room.
this fight. You talking
All right.
about a failed test, or he popped dirty 4 years ago? Fuck does that have to do with anything?
So he hates
Nothing.
Crunk Jim. He hates what it stands for because they trained the guy.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Recognize.
That beat his sport.
Hold on.
Was that head honcho? No, I don't.
No.
I'm a retired Detroit police officer from Detroit.
My
and
point
I
is
love
this,
Detroit,
man.
and
What
I
does that have to
gladly-
do with the fucking fight, man? We're talking about the situation right now.
do my job.
All right, caller. Hold on, everybody. Let me speak. Jimmy. Let me speak.
Let
I have a
the
question.
caller speak.
Okay,
Oh,
caller.
I thought he hung up, guys. I can't
No.
hear him. I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on.
Well, let me think. For the caller who said, I hate Detroit, I don't hate Detroit. I love Detroit. I'm a retired Detroit police officer, so number one. Number two, y'all still ignoring the
Still hate
elephant in the
Detroit.
room. Fury failed a drug test. Is
All
that
right.
right or is that wrong?
I don't know about that, but listen,
He
caller.
didn't fail the one for the Wilder fight, so let's try and keep it to these
caller,
happenings
caller.
between the potential one and the two that happened. So
Can I
you
say
can bring that up all you want to. It's irrelevant to what happened in the ring those 2 nights.
I have a question.
Especially if
Gonzalo,
we're
Gonzalo,
man.
hold on.
You gotta be
Gonzalo.
honest.
Can I say
It's
something?
irrelevant.
Jesus
Somebody accuse
Christ.
you of cheating.
All right, I have a
And
question. Caller, I
somebody
have a
else
question for
accuse you
you.
of cheating.
Caller,
Well, there's
caller.
smoke, there's fire.
We're going in circles
And I
over
think
here.
he
Caller,
cheated
I'm
on
going to
that
have to
last
ask you
But
a
y'all wanna
question.
ignore the elephant in the
Caller,
room,
I'm
so
going to
he
have to
cheated
ask
on
you a
another fight.
question. Jesus Christ. Caller, I have a question for you. Can you explain to us why Deontay Wilder lost that second fight?
This is the reason why Deontay Wilder lost the last fight. Fury whooped his ass in the story.
Okay.
That's how Deontay Wilder lost his last fight.
I
But
didn't hear
the
him. What did he
third
say?
fight is going to be totally different. And I guarantee you, none of you guys ain't going to put no money on Fury. Now, but Deontay Wilder got that one power knockout.
Caller, what's he going to do differently?
Well, he had that
What's
one power
Caller,
knockout.
what's
He always
Wilder
had
going to
that
do
one power
differently
knockout.
in the second? Hold on,
Guys,
Jimmy.
one at a time. Butcher, you're leading, so go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Caller, what's the
If you remember,
Yes.
Floyd Mayweather told Deontay Wilder, all that you got to do is make small adjustments. You don't got to reinvent the wheel. This was Floyd, the GOAT boxer of all time. He told Wilder.
Yeah, Floyd knows how to
gotta
box,
make
but his eye for the
small
sport and his comments he
and that's
makes,
what
like
Wilder gonna
making
do
Chad Dawson
until he
number one
learn that
pound for pound
missile.
fighter in the world, shows the fact he's flawed in some of his theories.
He's not the best fighter of all time.
What are you talking about?
Ranked
Caller.
25th.
What,
But anyway.
what adjustments is Wilder going to make? Which adjustments?
The adjustments that it was up to me, I would tell Wilder everything starts with the jab. Everything starts with the jab. If he just jab more and fight on the front foot and land that tomahawk nuclear missile, Fury going to sleep.
Why didn't he do it in the
I would
first?
do the-
So sorry, but why didn't he do it in the second fight? Because it seems pretty easy what you're saying. He could have just done that in the second fight.
But this goes back to your original question. Wilder got his ass whooped. We can't,
He can't fight on the back
non-debatable.
foot.
He lost.
Listen, there's so many reasons
So this first,
why Wilder lost. I mean, you're saying he has to just fight behind the jab and that's it? Seriously?
He's right in his assessment there. He does.
That's just
Everything
my
in boxing comes off the jab. So
Yeah,
he's right
but
there.
like-
I just don't appreciate the making the accusation of a loaded glove.
Yeah,
That's a
actually,
fucking-
we're
that's a bold
saying
accusation without.
What we're saying is we're knocking. If you listen to us, at least for me, I'm knocking Bob Arum and Tyson Fury for not taking care of the situation or misleading the public, saying that this was behind them and it clearly wasn't. We think that there's, at least for me, I think that there's some bullshit always going on between them, and they probably always knew that they were going to fight Wilder, or this situation wasn't handled, right? And that's that's my opinion. But to say that we're just bashing Wilder, no,
hold on. Recognize there's something more here because
Y'all-
hold on, caller. There's something weird here because you called in. Hold on, you called in. You were saying that Fury's a cheat. He's a drug cheat, BD user. You mentioned the loaded gloves. Hold on. Then you mentioned the loaded gloves, and then all of a sudden I asked you what happened in the second fight, and you just said, well, Fury won the fight. Like nothing. Like, so why were you mentioning all these accusations? Why are you mentioning all these accusations? Yeah.
Because this is the fact. Fury failed the PD test after the Vladimir Klitschko fight. That's
Okay.
a fact. He failed the drug
Yeah,
test
you said it.
right after the fight.
Yeah, okay. So what happened? So what does it have to do with the Wilder rematch?
If somebody accused you of cheating and they caught you cheating, it's got to be smoke if another fighter accuse you of cheating again. 'Cause
Are you saying?
cheated
Are you
the first time?
caller? Are you saying Fury cheated in the second fight?
In my opinion, and I'm sticking to it, he whooped Deontay Wilder ass. And that's the bottom line.
Did
It's
Tyson
going
Fury
in
cheat in the
books, and
rematch?
then that we can change it.
Did Tyson Fury cheat in the
Well,
rematch?
He can't cheat on the full rematch because
Did
the
he
whole
cheat?
world
Yes
can
or
be
no?
looking
All right,
at his
caller.
glove.
We're gonna have to move on. You don't want to answer my question, so we're kind of wasting time here. But thanks for calling. Call back again next time. All right. Take
Look,
care.
a lot of them feel that he cheated. A lot of them feel.
Well, he's
this
not
way.
saying
They feel
that. He's confusing me.
Right.
He's mentioning all this PED shit and loaded gloves. And then I asked him, did Fury cheat in the second fight? He said no. Basically, he's saying no because he's not saying yes. So, anyways, man.
Look, you're allowed to stack your gloves. You're allowed to stack your gloves in Vegas, right? Stacking, right? They call it stacking. That's different than saying I had egg weights inside because obviously he took off his gloves. They would have had to fall off, right? Some shit.
And never mind, egg whites is, dude, anybody who's boxed, you put an egg white in your fucking glove. That's retarded.
It defeats the
What
purpose.
the
yeah.
fuck good is that going to do anybody? All it's going to do
Yeah.
is
Gonna wear you
break
out
your
even
hand.
fast.
Yes.
You're gonna break your hand. It's gonna wear you out even faster.
Well, we're gonna take a phone call.
With all due respect to the caller, that was an emotionally charged call. He's a Fury fan. He wants. I'm not a Fury fan. He's a Wilder fan. He wants him to win. With all due respect, good luck to you. We'll move
Yeah,
on.
good luck. Good luck. 917. You're on the air. 917. Well, where are you, man? He's in Iwo Jima. All right, can hear the guy, man. All right, we get another.
917's in New York.
he was in Vietnam or something. Because all right, I don't know what this number
Hello?
is. Go ahead, caller.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. My name is Celestin. I'm listening from Lagos, Nigeria.
All right.
Okay,
Welcome,
and I
sir.
wanted to contribute. I wanted to contribute to the discussion going on. The truth is, Wilder does not have the skill set to beat Fury because Fury won the first two fights. The one they called a draw was actually a fight that Fury won because I've taken my time to watch both fights on YouTube again, and it was obvious that Fury beat him the two times they fought. So I don't see Wilder being able to beat Fury the third time. So for all those Americans who think Wilder will be able to beat Tyson Fury, I'm sure they are going to be shocked by the time he's knocked out again the third time. So he doesn't have the skill set to be able to beat Fury at all. He doesn't. Yes, he relies on just one strong punch, and but that's only if Fury allows him to hit him with the right hand. But if he doesn't, and he's got very good head movement and all of that, and that's why he couldn't land a solid right hand in the second fight. And that's likely to be what will happen the third time when they fight again. So I'm just saying that Fury is a better boxer, and his skill set is top notch. So I see him beating Wilder. If the third fight happens, because we're hearing about the Anthony Joshua fight. So I really don't know how that's going to play out. But if there's a trilogy, I see Fury beating Wilder again. That's my opinion from Lagos, Nigeria, in Africa.
All right. Well,
Nice.
thank you
Hey,
for calling.
You speak French?
That's an excellent point. And when's the time? If you go back and look at the second fight, the time to attack Wilder, when he throws that right hand and he misses, close the gap, because by the time he resets to throw the right hand again, that's when you can knock him out.
Yeah, he has to go through exactly, Gonzalo. That's 100% on the money. He has to do all these ritual things. Like a lot of times with him too, he has a bad habit of reforming his right glove. You know what I mean? When you ever see him do that, he takes it and he pushes it into his left hand.
Mm-hmm.
That usually means you're letting go. You're throwing with an awkward. Your glove shouldn't shift that much in your hand that you have to constantly keep pushing it down. Something's not right. I'm just telling you that when you see him do that, like Leo Santa Cruz has a nervous tick, he'll shake his wrist. Fury's constantly pushing his fist back down into the glove, or his glove back over his fist. So I don't know if he's releasing his hand weird inside, but yeah, he has to do everything, dude. His stance has to be right. If not, and he throws it, everybody sees what happens.
Yeah.
He goes head over kill.
Yeah, don't give these guys any ammunitions to create some sort of conspiracy, Jimmy. All right. Yeah, he's something on the glove. See, it's something weird. All right, 917. You're on the air.
Though, right? Yeah, that's true. They'll do.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, BDA? Shout out to Recognized from Queens. This is David calling. You already know.
Oh yeah, David. What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Oh man. Okay. I think we could all agree on one thing, right? Because you guys know me. You guys know what my opinion is regarding Wilder. But I think we could both agree on one thing. That is, aren't you guys excited that this fight is happening? Isn't it a good thing? Think about it. Isn't it a good thing that their fight's going to happen?
David, we know you're a Wilder fan. Hold on, David. David, we know you're a Wilder fan, all right? And nobody's excited about this fight for just a few people. Come on, David.
Well, David, let's be,
Okay,
David, can I be honest with you?
Come on.
Listen, I'm excited. Listen, because I'm trying to find the fucking bright side of things, because it's out of our hands. So instead of sitting back and being miserable, which I was furious at first, because I say it ad nauseum on this show, unified to me is the most impressive thing in the sport. And to see the heavyweights finally do it, and mind you, after fucking Wilder held that WBC belt hostage for 5 years, Fury was about to do it. And next, bang. But anyways, everybody knows it comes down to this. Will Wilder catch him with that one shot?
No.
Will he catch him with that lucky wing shot? That's his only chance he's going to win.
Come on.
So, I mean, am I excited to pay fucking $80 to see a fucking, basically a guy with the skills of a tough man
should be excited
competition?
because for
looking
all
to
the
load up
people
on
that
one
hate
big
Wilder,
bomb.
you get to
No,
see
not
him
entirely,
possibly get
but-
knocked out. You could see him lose again. And for the people who don't hate Wilder, we want to see the fight for the sake of honoring the contract. This is why I think everybody should be rooting for this fight, because if you really don't like Wilder, you want to see him get knocked out again. So why aren't you rooting to see this fight?
Honoring the
I thought I just
contract. Are you
explained
telling
it, because
David?
the
David,
other
are you
fight
telling
is so much more
David?
intriguing with a lot more on the line.
What about the?
If you
Who
get your
cares about
heart
the
out of it, take your
contract?
emotions out of it, dude.
But
Look
who
at
cares?
it as pragmatically as the health of the sport. This sport needs an injection of fucking goodness. This sport's being carried by Canelo. Without a doubt, everybody can say what they want about him. This fucking sport lives in. If that dude walked away right now, what the fuck would happen?
What
Seriously, this
satisfaction?
sport
Wait,
needed
hold on.
that fight.
Jimmy, what satisfaction do you get from honoring a contract? What do you get out of it? Like, do you
I'm
feel
a
like, oh
fan.
yeah,
No, that's emotional, dude. He's
finally,
speaking from emotions. That's
justice.
it. Nobody's. Oh yeah. Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Hey, I'm about
Justice.
to watch a fucking contract get fucking unified. I mean,
I'm
for
excited.
No, man.
And not everybody hates Wilder, and that's the reason you want to watch him. He just loses most likely.
All right, David. Anything else? David, go ahead.
That, I knew I was going to, every time I call and BDA's not here, I step into lines, then I call in and I get 3 people bitching at me right away. I get all these guys slaughter, all the UK fans want to slaughter me in the chat.
That's right.
But there's people out there listening to what I'm saying, and I don't think it's that extreme of what I'm saying. I'm saying if you want to see Wilder get beat up, here's another chance. And also, what is the point of a contract? Why sign a contract if you're not going to honor it? Nobody.
But why sign a contract if you're not going to follow the contract? Exactly, because Wilder had 2 dates to sign it.
Yeah, that's the part that PBC and Wilder fans are overlooking, is the fact that the breach of contract and the time limit had expired. They want to blame it on injury and COVID. They weren't even negotiating during that time to try and push anything. They were just arguing and making excuses.
And just
now
never showed up.
And now all of a sudden this is justified because they weren't doing their part to try and push the fight that they wanted, that nobody else really is over there that excited for. David, it's not the fact that it may not be a good fight. We want to move forward. I'm military. We don't look back. We look forward. And this isn't looking forward. This is holding progression.
All right, we're running out of time.
If you really wanted to move forward, why don't you fight him, knock him out, and then there's not going to be what to say. If you really want to move forward, finish your unfinished business, so nobody could come at you for saying that you didn't honor your contract. Get it over with. Knock him out.
Well, Dave, you should be happy. You should be happy because that fight's happening. And that's
Well,
what
all right, David.
So we're going to
all
make the
right.
best of it.
You can move on.
All right, David.
Remember
Well, you're getting.
Remember one thing.
Yeah.
The Wilder fans are not fair. They're not going to reason with you. I don't know if this guy's one. I'm not saying he is, but most of them will do that.
Yeah. Well, David, you got what you wanted. You get that fight.
It's a very emotional topic. It's an emotional topic on both sides. I don't know if people are mad because they were wrong or they were mad because they want to see Joshua Fury. I think people are mad not because they don't get to see Joshua Fury. It's because they found out that they were wrong, and they have so much ego.
All right, dude. Okay, so now you're projecting your feelings, dude. Believe me, I've been around the sport longer than probably you've been alive. And I'm telling you right now, what years I have left, time is important to me. I want to see something that I haven't seen since 1988. Instead of a fight that a guy just beat a dude 17 out of 19 rounds and then throttled him at the end. So, opposed to unification fight. So I take offense that you're saying it's because I'm fucking all up in my feelings.
David,
It's not the case at all, bro.
David, if you were a boxing fan, you'd be sad because we're not getting the unification fight. You should be sad.
On the flip side,
you should be
I'm
sad.
upset because we should be. I'm sorry, Bucho. We should be talking about Taylor Ramirez tonight because that's happening this weekend, and we're not getting it because
Jay, we're gonna we
So
have
it's
other
taken
shows
away from the
coming.
sport.
Jay, we're gonna have other shows coming talking about Ramirez.
Noted, but this is taking away attention from other parts of the sport. That's why I'm upset.
Yeah, good point. All right,
Yeah,
listen,
that's
David.
a valid point, dude. That's a valid point.
Valid point, David. Sorry, man, but we gotta move on because we're running out of time here. But thanks for
Shout out to
calling.
Queens, too.
Yeah, shout out to Queens.
Salute.
All right, 314. You're on the air. 314.
Man, there's so much stuff to say about this that is so disappointing. I can't stand Wilder right now. Every time Fury tries to do something, they pull some ridiculous stuff like this. and there's just crops of people that can't wait to take up for the guy. It's terrible. In reality, a rematch, I think, is the worst possible thing for him. Who has ever had a rematch after getting beat to shit like that?
Not many.
I mean,
yeah. I don't know. Man. Contract.
This is a road for Heyman.
If Wilder
is Heyman's
had
best
a
shot
clue,
for money.
They would want Joshua and Fury to go fight, and have Wilder go through White and maybe Joyce or somebody else, which I don't know if he beats them all or not, but have him have a few money fights before he has a big fight. This is crazy. Not that those wouldn't be big fights, but that, not title fights. This is crazy.
But Carla, first off, I agree with you, but think about this, dude. Heyman's desperate need for money, and right now, the most money would come in through Wilder, without a doubt. So let's say he takes that fucking fight with those other two dudes you just said, and gets slept, right? Bang! He ain't worth a tenth of what he would have been worth. So there was not a chance in hell. If he was going to fight anybody else, it was going to be a Whalen or somebody that there'd be no chance of him losing to. That's just my piece on that.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it'll work against Wilder, which is fine with me, but it's slowing up what everybody wants. And that drives me crazy.
Yeah, good point. That's the thing. That's what we were telling David. I mean, we're not getting the unification fight, so yes, we're gonna be upset. We're not upset because we were wrong on whatever we said, or because we hate Wilder. It's because we are not getting the fight. Yes.
Well,
dude, I mean to cut you off like that. I just want to tell you, dude, first, because it slips my mind. I got friends, and I even got a great uncle, dude, one of the last of the fucking elderlies, right? He hasn't watched boxing in years. He thinks the sport's trash now. But, I mean, he remembers the fucking 30s. This dude's old, right? When I told him there was a unified heavyweight, dude, I haven't seen him get that happy. Like, he was like, oh, really? I'm like, Uncle, I'll take you over to the house to watch. He's like, nah, we'll get the fight here just because he deals with, the fucking all health issues or whatever. But to see him happy, man, so now that's gone. I'm telling you, like, there's no doubt that I wouldn't be surprised if he's not around if the next time the unification comes. So I'm saying it's important to the sport. It's important to dudes who fucking were paying to go see the fights in the 60s who might still be alive. You know what I mean? Like, let's see, these kids, all these dudes running the sport today are treating this fucking thing like it's a going out of business sale. And it's disgusting. Sorry for going off script like that, but it's starting to piss me off, man. The sport can't stop kicking itself in the dick.
I got a question. Hey, is the September 15th date the limit until when they can announce that they're supposed to give the date?
The judge said that fight has to take place by the 25th of September, Gonzalo. It had to happen before that date.
Okay, so you probably have to determine what day it's gonna be way before that, because you have to promote the fight, right?
Bob Arum has already announced July 24th at Vegas. In Vegas.
Okay.
All right, caller.
Well, that's good at least that they're not extending it until September.
No, he wants to actually make. He said this is what he said. He talked to ESPN last night. It's actually up in the thing, but yeah, he said that we're not paying him any step aside money. We're just going to get rid of him and then go on about our business and do the Joshua fight either November or December. That was basically his statement, and he was angry.
Okay.
I don't believe for a second he thought it was going to go that way. I think he thought this dude was going to be pushing money. And again, the other dude's human. And fucking Tyson Fury, and believe me, make no joke, that dude absolutely knows about Tyson Fury making those anti-Semitic comments. Probably came across his desk. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be that guy, but human nature is human nature.
All right, caller, we got one last comment, please.
Hey, I would just like to know, has anybody ever been beat up like that before and demanded a rematch? That's just crazy. This isn't the 40s. I mean, what on earth would make anybody want to see this fight?
It's exactly, and this is what boggles. I mean, sure, there was a contract and all that shit, but yeah, as far as when it comes to fans wanting to see a third fight, when the second fight was so decisive, so one-sided, I don't get it. Well, caller, we gotta move on. Thanks for calling. All right, take care.
Yeah, all right.
It's a lot of background noise there. Guys, don't forget to please like the video. That's really going to help the show.
And leave a comment too, please.
Oh, yeah, leave a comment. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Leave a
anything. Write anything you want. It only goes by numbers. So it really helps the show. And if you guys really appreciate all the fucking work, and believe me, it's a lot of work for BDA and Bucho. Behind the scenes, money, all that other fucking trash, dealing with all us knuckleheads. So, I mean,
That's
if
right.
all we ask from you guys is hit a like button and leave a comment, I don't mean to sound like a dick, but not enough people do it.
Superb.
Absolutely. Good. Well said, Jimmy. Having said that, I think we should end the show. We're going to have another show tomorrow. I believe Mr. BDA will be hosting. He'll be covering the Ramirez against Josh Taylor. Yeah, Josh Taylor. That fight's going to be happening, I believe, this weekend. So stay tuned for tomorrow's show.
Hey, and I just, BDA, I'm Bucho. Can I say one thing real quick? Take 10 seconds. I just want to say a lot of people think I always stick up for Aaron like he's the fuck, and he's my guy. I'm fucking so furious with that asshole for putting that fight where he put it and not advertising. They didn't put no money into advertising because they figured why bother with COVID, and they put it in a fucking dining room. It's a sin. And Eddie Hearn just embarrassed him in his own country with that fucking Canelo fight. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, yeah, it's good point, man. Good point.
Hey, Bucho, to what you mentioned in the beginning, reaching the goal and all the help and support that everybody provided. If we got a big audience listening listening right now, I don't know. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
We almost said, I mean, Mark said that he made like 1,500 grand.
Yeah. I'm just putting it out there. If this doesn't get brought up again, guys, thanks for helping me, everybody.
Yeah.
What do you mean brought up again, dude?
We love you, man. We love you, bro.
Oh, fuck that, though. You don't have to worry about shit being brought up again, dude, man. Fucking, that was the fucking least we could do, dude.
I'm just saying that.
You know what I mean? For you, so. But you know what I mean, brother.
No, I mean it in the
That's
good
all.
sense. I don't mean it in the bad sense.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't know if you felt like.
Moving on with life, on life's terms. Moving on with life on life's terms. Hey, thanks, everybody.
Hey, Gonzalo, man. You are brother, and that's our love to show you. Hey, we got your back, my brother.
Exactly, brother. Good. Well
And
said.
we got
dude. Well
Mattel's
said.
back too, bro.
Superb.
Thanks, G-Boogie.
All right. On that note, guys, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Totally disappointed in everyone.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man. I'm disappointed in everyone.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.